Introduction: The Sacred Circle. Close your eyes for a moment. Listen to the sound of your own breathing. Inhale, exhale. Now imagine a clock. You see the hands moving relentlessly forward, marking seconds that will never return. They have taught you that time is just that, an arrow shot from the past traveling toward the future, dragging you along with it. They have taught you that life is a straight line going from birth to death, and that you are a passenger, trapped on that one-way train. But what if I told you that this straight line is an optical illusion? What if I told you that the anxiety you feel about the future and the weight you carry from the past are products of a perceptual error? Welcome to the territory where the oldest wisdom of America and the most advanced science of the 21st century join hands. For thousands of years, the elders, the Cherokee sages, sat around the sacred fire and taught that the universe is not a line, but a circle, a sacred hoop with no beginning and no end. For them, time is not something that escapes. It is something that breathes, expands, and contracts. For a long time, modern society dismissed this as primitive mythology. But then, something fascinating happened. In high-tech laboratories, quantum physicists began to look deep into matter, and what they found there left them stunned. They discovered that, at a fundamental level, linear time does not exist. They discovered that the past, present, and future are intertwined. They discovered that the observer is inseparable from the observed. Modern science, with its particle accelerators and complex equations, had just climbed the mountain of knowledge. They climbed only to find the Cherokee shamans sitting at the peak, waiting for them for centuries. This audiobook is the map of that convergence. You are not here to learn history. You are here to remember your place in the cosmos. In the Cherokee worldview, you are not lost in space. You are always at the center. You are the axis upon which reality turns. And from your heart, the universe does not only extend forward and backward, it extends in 7 sacred directions. The east, the place of the rising sun and new vision. The south, the place of innocence and biological growth. The west, the place of darkness, introspection, and mystery. The north, the place of ancestral wisdom and memory. Above, the upper world, the connection with the great mystery and the quantum field. Below, the heart of Mother Earth, the gravity that sustains us. Within, the sacred fire, the singular point of your own consciousness. Most people live flat, two-dimensional lives. They move only on the surface. In this journey, you will learn to live a spherical life. You will learn to invoke the energy of the East to collapse new quantum realities. You will learn to travel to the West, to lose the fear of the void. You will learn to connect with the North, to download information from your ancestors like a data cloud. This knowledge is not to be studied intellectually. It is to be walked. The Cherokee have a word, DUYUKTV. It means the way of balance. It is not a straight path. It is a dynamic dance at the center of these 7 forces. If this book has reached your hands, it is because you are ready to stop looking at the clock and start looking at the compass. You are ready to stop being a prisoner of linear time and become a traveler of spherical time. The fire is lit, the circle is open, but never broken. Take your place at the center. Let us begin. Chapter 1: The East, the Quantum Dawn. Every morning the world is created anew. What happened yesterday belongs to a universe that has already ceased to exist. When the sun breaks the horizon, it doesn't just bring light, it brings the opportunity for consciousness to choose which version of reality will materialize. The East is not just a cardinal direction, it is the exact moment when the wave becomes a particle. Imagine the moment just before dawn. The world is plunged into twilight. The outlines of the trees are blurry. Colors do not exist. Everything is a scale of gray. There is silence. In this moment, according to Cherokee wisdom, Tsalagi, the world is in suspense. It is on the threshold between the spirit world and the world of form. According to quantum physics, the world is in a state of superposition. The tree is not a solid tree yet. It is a cloud of probabilities. The bird is not singing yet. It is a potential vibration. Everything is waiting. Waiting for what? Waiting for the observer. Waiting for the sun, NVDO, and waiting for you. When the first ray of red light breaks the horizon, the miracle occurs. The light hits matter, your eye catches the light, and in that microsecond, reality collapses. What was possibility becomes fact. The tree is defined. The color green explodes. The world solidifies. Welcome to the direction of the East. In the Cherokee medicine wheel, the East is the place of the beginning. Its color is red gigagay. It represents triumph, power, and birth. For the modern physicist, the East is the laboratory where the observer effect occurs. In this chapter, we will learn that you do not wake up in a world that is already made. You wake up to make the world with your gaze. By understanding this power, you transition from being a passive resident of reality to becoming its active architect, using the initial spark of the day to define the trajectory of your existence and the vibration of the experiences you will encounter. The mystery of the red direction. Why red? For the Cherokee, red is the color of blood, of life, and of war. But not the war of destruction, but the sacred war against inertia and darkness. The East is the direction of victory. Every dawn is a victory of light over darkness. Every birth is a victory of life over nothingness. When you face the East, you are aligning yourself with the most potent force in the cosmos, the force of the beginning. The elders knew that energy has different qualities depending on where it comes from. The energy of the East is electrical, fast, inspiring. It is the energy of the idea. Before a chair is a physical chair, south. It is an idea in the carpenter's mind, east. Before your life is a routine, it is an intention. The problem of modern humanity is that we have forgotten how to look to the east. We wake up and immediately look at the past, to the west, north, to memory. We wake up and say, it's Monday, I have that problem at work, my back hurts. By doing that, we are turning our backs on the rising sun. We are rejecting the energy of novelty. We are recycling yesterday. The red direction invites you to ask, what is the new thing that wants to be born today? Not what is the old thing I have to endure. 2. The wave function and the shaman's eye. Let's delve into the heart of quantum physics to understand the magic of the East. Erwin Schrödinger, one of the fathers of quantum physics, left us a fundamental equation, the wave function. This equation describes a system, like an atom or your life, not as a concrete thing but as a list of possibilities. The electron can be here or there or further away. It is everywhere at once, like a wave in a pond. This is what shamans call the dream world, or the great mystery. A place where everything is possible and nothing is fixed. But we do not see waves. We see things. We see chairs, tables, and people. And how does the wave possibility become a particle, reality? Through measurement or observation. When consciousness focuses on the wave collapses. It is forced to choose a single position. It materializes. This means that you are the cause of the dawn of your reality. The East is the direction from which you exercise your power as an observer. If you wake up without consciousness, on autopilot, who observes your reality? Your subconscious, your past programming. If you do not take command of the East, your past will observe your present and collapse the wave function exactly as it did yesterday. That's why your days are repetitive. That's why Monday looks like Tuesday. Not because time is linear, but because the observer is asleep and keeps projecting the same old movie onto the screen of the new day. The quantum dawn is the deliberate act of taking control of the collapse of the wave function. It is saying, today I choose to observe joy. Today I choose to observe opportunity. By doing so, you force the quantum field to reorganize itself. The East is the trigger of reality. By claiming this dawn, you ensure that your day is a fresh creation rather than a stale repetition of previous failures. 3. NVDO, the Great Observer. In the Cherokee tradition, the sun, NVDO, is not a burning ball of gas. It is a being. It is the grandfather who watches. When the sun rises in the east, it is said that the eye of the Creator opens. This is pure metaphysics. Without light, there is no visual information. Without information, there is no defined reality. The sun is the source of coherence. When we greet the sun, we are not worshipping a star. We are recognizing the source of the consciousness that makes our existence possible. There is an ancient ritual that consists of presenting oneself to the sun every morning. Many natives left their houses at dawn, looked east and simply let themselves be seen. Here I am. I am your name. Look at me. Why? Because if the great observer sees you, you exist. It is a cosmic validation. Today we hide from the sun. We live in boxes, travel in boxes on wheels and work in office boxes. Our biology and our spirit suffer from East deficit. We lack the radiation of beginning. We lack the red impulse. Depression, apathy, and lack of purpose are symptoms of a life disconnected from the East. They are lives that live in a perpetual sunset, without the promise of dawn. Feel the morning quantum jump, the magic hour. Let's talk about neuroscience applied to the East direction. When you wake up, your brain moves from delta waves, deep sleep, to theta, dreaming, and then to alpha, awake relaxation, before reaching beta, normal activity. That brief period between theta and alpha is the magic hour. It is the dawn of the mind. In that state, the boundary between your conscious and subconscious mind is very thin. You are highly suggestible. You are soft clay. What you do in the first 20 minutes of your morning determines the direction of your whole day. It is the moment of the East. What does 99% of the modern population do in that sacred moment? They pick up the mobile phone. They look at the news, fear. They look at social networks, comparison. They look at email, obligation, catastrophe. They are contaminating the purity of the East with the trash of the world. They are collapsing their wave function in reaction and stress mode. From the Cherokee point of view, this is a profanation. It is like entering the sacred temple with boots full of mud. To honor the East, you must protect your dawn. The time warrior protects his first hour as if it were pure gold. In that hour, you decide who you are. You implant the vision. You sow the seed. If you sow in the East, you will harvest in the South, noon. If you sow weeds, toxic news, you will eat bitter fruit. By dedicating this time to your highest intentions, you program your subconscious to seek and manifest the excellence you have declared, turning the start of your day into a powerful launchpad. The tobacco ritual, directing the intention. The Cherokee use sacred tobacco, tsula, not to smoke it for pleasure, but as a vehicle of intention. The smoke rises. Smoke is visible but intangible, like the spirit. The ritual of the East is simple. You take a pinch of tobacco, or cornmeal, or simply your breath on a cold morning. You physically turn toward the East, and you charge that tobacco with your prayer or intention. Today I choose to see beauty. Today I choose the strength of the warrior. Today I thank life, and you release it. In quantum language, this is field programming. You are sending a coherent signal to the unified field before the chaos of the world hits you. You are pre-paving your way. Physicist John Wheeler said, "We live in a participatory universe. You cannot sit in the stands. You are on the playing field." If you do not throw the ball, your intention, toward the East, someone else will throw it for you. Your boss, your government, your fear. The East demands that you be the protagonist. Red is the color of the blood that pumps when the heart is active. Passivity belongs to the West, rest. The East demands intentional action. The vision of the eagle, warrior. The animal associated with the East is often the eagle. Why? Because the eagle flies higher and sees further. The eagle can look directly at the sun without burning its eyes. This symbolizes the ability to see the higher truth. When you are trapped in daily problems, the mouse maze, you are on the ground. The East invites you to go up, to look at your life from the perspective of the dawn. From above, the problem that seemed like a giant mountain to you looks like a small stone in the road. From above, you see the complete pattern. The quantum dawn gives you perspective. It reminds you that every problem is temporary, but you, the observer, are eternal. Every time you feel overwhelmed, turn your face to the East. Breathe the light. Ask for the eagle's vision. Ask, how does this look from the height of the spirit? And the answer always comes. It carries the cold, bright clarity of the morning. It will tell you, this too shall pass, keep walking. By adopting this elevated view, you detach from the drama of the ego, and align with the strategic wisdom of your higher self, allowing you to navigate challenges with the poise and certainty of a sovereign being. 7. Synchronizing your biological clock with the cosmic clock. Your cells have clocks. They are called circadian rhythms. They are synchronized with the blue-red light of the sun. When you align with the East, you heal your body. Modern science has discovered that receiving natural light in the eyes during the first minutes of the morning regulates cortisol and melatonin. It improves sleep, mood, and metabolism. The Cherokee did not need laboratory studies to know this. They knew that if you disconnect from the sun's cycle, you get sick. You go crazy, out of phase. Modern disease is, in large part, a disease of desynchronization. We live with artificial light, eat at odd hours, sleep poorly. We have lost the East. Recovering the East is the cheapest and most potent medicine that exists. Go outside. Let the light touch you. Tell your body, it is daytime. We are alive. Let's begin. By reconnecting with the natural pulse of the sun, you restore the harmony of your biological systems and reclaim your vital energy. Vate, the challenge of the new beginning. The East is scary sometimes, because the East asks for change. Every dawn is a reminder that you do not have to keep being who you were yesterday. You can reinvent yourself. The collapse of the wave function allows you to choose a new position for the electron of your life. You can stop smoking today. You can forgive today. You can start that book today. The ego prefers the known, even if it is painful, the inertia of the past. The spirit yearns for the new, the promise of the East. Facing the East requires courage. It requires saying, yesterday I failed, yesterday I suffered, but yesterday is dead. Today is a virgin canvas and I have the brush in my hand. The Cherokee valued resilience. If you fell in battle, you got up at the next dawn and sang your song of death or victory. But you got up. The East does not judge your past. The sun does not say, I'm not going to come out for John because yesterday he misbehaved. The sun rises for everyone. The mercy of the East is infinite. It gives you a new opportunity every 24 hours. How many opportunities have you wasted living in yesterday? Today, the East offers you one more. Take it. By accepting this daily rebirth, you liberate yourself from the chains of history and step into the light. Danja, practical exercise, the greeting to the dawn. To integrate this chapter, I propose a practice for tomorrow morning. Do not just listen to it, do it. 1. Wake up, set the alarm 15 minutes earlier than usual. 2. Silence. Do not look at the mobile. Do not talk to anyone. Maintain the sacred silence. 3. Locate. Find where the East is, where the sun rises. If you are in a closed apartment, imagine the direction. 4. Face. Stand facing the East. Close your eyes. 5. Feel. Imagine that the sun is not outside but is born inside your chest. Feel the bright red color filling your lungs. 6. Collapse the wave. Say out loud your intention for today. Not a list of tasks, but a list of states of being. Today I am patience. Today I am clarity. Today I am abundance. 7. Receive. Open your eyes, or imagine you open them to the sun, and feel how the light seals your decree. 8. Say, Wado. Thank you. By doing this, you turn the universe's ignition key. Chapter 2, The South, the Dance of Particles. If you want to understand your body, do not look at a marble statue, look at a river. It seems solid and permanent, but it is constant flow. Your bones, your blood, and your skin are not fixed things. They are events. They are trillions of atoms dancing a sacred choreography to maintain the illusion that you are a solid person. The South is the direction where light learns to play at being matter. The sun has risen. It is no longer the shy red light of dawn. Now it is at the zenith. It is bright. It is white. It is hot. We are in the direction of the South. In the Cherokee medicine wheel, the South, Ugalei, represents the color white, Unega. It represents innocence, childhood, the rapid growth of plants and the vitality of the physical body. If the East was the mind, the idea, the South is the body, the action. If the East was the wave, possibility, the South is the particle, manifested reality. Welcome to the world of matter. Many spiritual seekers make a fatal error. They despise matter. They believe that the body is a prison, a dirty container from which one must escape to be spiritual. The Cherokee elders would laugh at that idea. For them, spirit and matter are not enemies. They are lovers. The spirit loves matter. The spirit desires to experience touch, taste, pain, and pleasure. That is why you incarnated. You did not come here to flee from your body. You came to fill it with light. Quantum physics confirms this sacred truth with its most famous equation, E equals $2. Energy, E, is equal to mass, m. They are the same thing, only in different states of velocity. Matter is simply energy that has slowed down enough to become visible. You are frozen light. You are a dance of particles. I, the white color and the innocence of the atom. Why is white the color of the South? In physics, white is not the absence of color. It is the sum of all the colors of the visible spectrum. White light is totality, and the South represents the totality of the biological experience. The Cherokee associate the South with innocence and the inner child. Let us look at this at the atomic level. An atom is innocent. A carbon atom in your body does not judge. It does not say, I am too fat or I am too old. It simply vibrates. It fulfills its function. It joins other atoms to form a molecule, then a cell, then an organ. It works in perfect cooperation and harmony. Your physical body at its fundamental level is pure innocence. Suffering does not come from the body. It comes from the story your mind tells about the body. The South invites you to recover that biological innocence. It invites you to look at your hand and not see a hand with wrinkles, but to see a colony of miniature stars collaborating to allow you to touch the world. When you recover the innocent vision of the South, healing begins. Because you stop attacking your body with judgments and you start collaborating with it with love. Tears the illusion of solidity. Strike the table with your knuckles. It sounds solid, right? It hurts you. Your senses tell you this is hard, this is real. Quantum physics tells you your senses lie to you. If we magnified that table or your hand 1,000,000 times, what would we see? Atoms. And what is an atom? A tiny nucleus surrounded by a cloud of electrons spinning at breakneck speeds. But between the nucleus and the electrons, there is an immense space. If the nucleus were a basketball in the center of New York, the electrons would be spinning around the outskirts of the city. Everything else is void. Your body is 99.99999% empty space. Why do you seem solid? Because of the speed of the dance. Imagine a fan. When it is off, you see 3 blades and a lot of space between them. You can put your hand in. When you turn it on at maximum speed, the blades disappear and you see a solid disc. If you try to put your hand in, it hits you. Your atoms spin so fast they create it. They spin so fast they create the illusion of solidity. You are a quantum fan. The South is the celebration of this frenetic movement. Life is movement. Absolute stillness, at a biological level, is death. Understanding this changes your relationship with illness and health. If you are empty space and energy in movement, you are not a fixed block that breaks. You are a flow that can be redirected. You are not a statue. You are a song. And if a part of the song goes out of tune, illness, you can change the frequency to tune it again. 3. The intelligence of the South, biology. The Cherokee honor the plant beings and animal beings as elder brothers because they know how to live in the South better than we do. A tree knows how to grow toward the light without reading a manual. A wolf knows how to heal a wound by licking it. They have biological intelligence. You have it too, but your intellect, North, has silenced it. Your body is the most advanced supercomputer in the known universe. While you listen to this, your body is performing millions of chemical processes per second, regulating your pH, killing bacteria, renewing skin cells, pumping blood. And it does it without you having to think about it. If you had to control your body consciously, now heartbeat, now secrete insulin, you would die in a minute. There is a wisdom in the South that keeps you alive. The elders call this the spirit that lives in the flesh. The practice of the South consists of trusting the body. When you get sick, do you panic? Do you hate your body? The South tells you, listen, fever is not a mistake. It is the body burning the intruder. Pain is not a punishment. It is an alarm signal, an urgent text message from your biology saying, pay attention here. Instead of taking a pill immediately to silence the body, ask it, what do you need? Rest, water, change. Treat your body as you would treat a small child, the energy of the South, who is crying. You don't yell at the child, you hug them and ask what is wrong. IV, growth and expansion. The South is the direction of summer. It is when the corn grows tall and strong. It is the force of expansion. In the universe, everything that is not growing is dying. There is no static middle ground. Entropy, chaos, always attacks. The only defense against entropy is the creation of new order, life. Your cells are constantly renewing. You have a new liver every 6 weeks, a new skeleton every few years. Physically, you are not the same person you were 10 years ago. Not a single atom from back then remains in you today. You are a constant river of new matter entering and old matter leaving. Why do you feel old or stuck? Because although your atoms are new, your information patterns, memory, are old. You are using new bricks to build the same old ugly house over and over again. The South invites you to take advantage of the flow of renewal. Since you are going to have a new body within a year, why not build a better one? Your thoughts and emotions are the architect's blueprints. If you change the blueprint, belief, the workers, cells, will build a different structure. This is the basis of epigenetics. Your genes are not your destiny, they are switches. Your environment and your perception, the South, decide which switches are turned on, health, and which are turned off, illness. The placebo, the white magic of the South. Modern medicine has a name for the mind's ability to alter matter, placebo effect. They often use it dismissively. Oh, it's just placebo, just placebo. It is the most compelling scientific proof of magic. It means that if you give a person a sugar pill and tell them with authority, East, that it will cure them, their body will act. Their body, South, will produce the actual chemicals of healing. The body can manufacture any drug that exists in a pharmacy. Painkillers, antidepressants, stimulants. It has the complete pharmacy inside. What opens the pharmacy? Belief. The placebo is the sacred marriage between the intention of the East and the biology of South. Cherokee shamans used chants, drums, and herbs. They knew the herbs had chemical power, yes, but they also knew that the ritual activated the patient's faith. Without the patient's faith, the medicine is less effective. You can activate your own placebo. You don't need to deceive yourself, you need to convince yourself. Talk to your cells. Tell them, we are healing, you are strong, you are light. Science proves that cells react to the vibration of the voice. Your voice is sound. Sound is a physical wave. By speaking to your body, you are giving it a sonic massage of instructions. Dance and movement. If the South is movement, the illness of the South is a sedentary lifestyle. Not only physical but energetic. When you repress an emotion, when you stay still in fear, you freeze the light. You create a block of density in your flow. The Cherokee danced. They did not dance to be seen. They danced to move energy. The ghost dance or the sun dance are technologies to shake up stagnant particles. When you feel depressed, heavy, or sick, dance. You don't need to know steps. You need to shake yourself. Jumps, turns, tremors. By shaking the physical body, you shake the electromagnetic field. You break the crystallizations of negative energy. Sweat is sacred in the South. It is matter expelling toxins. Sweating is praying with the body. 7. Light nutrition. What is your body made of? Food. And what is food made of? Plants or animals that ate plants. And what are plants made of? Sunlight, photosynthesis, and earth. Ultimately, you eat light. Your body is processed and packaged sunlight. When you eat, you are releasing the light trapped in the food so that it becomes the light of your body. The South asks you for consciousness in eating. It is not about fad diets. It is about vibration. Are you eating foods that have seen the sun, fruits, vegetables? Or are you eating things processed in dark, dead factories full of chemicals? Processed foods have little light, biophotons. They are dead matter. Fresh foods have a lot of light. If you want your body to vibrate high, give it high vibration fuel. Corn selu is sacred to the Cherokee because it is a direct sun catcher. When eating, do so with gratitude. Recognize that you are ingesting the energy of the South to maintain your temple. Best, the pain of growing. There is a shadow in the South. Growth hurts. A child's teeth hurt when they come in. Their bones hurt when they stretch. It hurts the butterfly to break the cocoon. It hurts the human being to evolve. Sometimes we interpret the pain of change as something is going wrong. The South teaches us that sometimes pain is simply the shell breaking. The seed must break for the tree to come out. It is a violent and destructive act from the point of view of the seed, but creative from the point of view of the forest. If you are going through a moment of physical or emotional pain, ask the South, what is being born? Do not ask why me, ask what for. Perhaps your old identity is becoming too small like children's clothes, and it is tight on you. Pain is the pressure of your being expanding. Like walking in beauty. There is a Navajo phrase that the Cherokee share, walk in beauty. It means moving your physical body through the physical world with harmony. Do not drag your feet. Do not walk hunched over by the weight of the past. Walk as if you were an emperor or an empress of light. Walk feeling the contact of your feet with Mother Earth. Walk with your chest open. Your physical posture tells your brain how to feel, proprioceptive feedback. If you adopt the posture of the South, upright, open, vital, your brain chemistry changes instantly. You produce testosterone and serotonin. If you shrink, you produce cortisol. Use your body to change your mind. Practice the white light scan. To connect with the direction of the South, we will do a quantum fusion exercise. 1. Sit or lie down. Get comfortable. 2. Invoke the South. Visualize that you are under a midday sun, bright and warm. Everything is radiant white. 3. Bone breathing. Imagine that as you inhale, you absorb white light through your skin. Absorb it directly into your bones. 4. Transmutation. Feel how your bones, which seem solid and heavy, start to glow. Visualize the empty space between your atoms. 5. Dialogue. Put your hand on a part of the body that hurts or that you judge, your belly, your knee. Say to it, I see you, you are innocent, you are light. Thank you for sustaining me. Feel how the solidity of the pain dissolves in a dance of particles. 6. Movement. Finish the exercise by standing up and shaking your body vigorously for 1 minute to activate the circulation of the new energy. Chapter 3. The West, the Dark Womb. The seed must accept being buried in the absolute darkness of the earth to be able to break and be reborn as a tree. If the seed were afraid of the darkness, there would never be forests. The West is not the end of the road. It is the secret workshop where the universe repairs itself while you sleep. The sun has crossed the sky and now touches the horizon. The bright colors of the South fade away. The blinding white gives way to violet, indigo, and finally, to black. We have arrived at the direction of the West. In the Cherokee wheel, Wundadigon, the West is the place of the sunset. Its color is black, Givnige. It represents autumn, maturity, introspection, the end of cycles and, yes, death. It is also the home of the thunder beings, the powerful forces that bring rain and drastic change. In our modern culture, black is the color of mourning and fear. We are afraid of the dark. We turn on artificial lights to pretend the sun never sets. But in quantum physics and ancestral wisdom, darkness is not nothing. Darkness is everything. The West is not a tomb, it is a womb. It is the quantum void. It is the place where energy goes to rest, recycle and recharge before being born again in the East. If you skip the West, you cannot be reborn. If you do not rest, if you do not let go, if you do not die symbolically, you become a zombie, a being that walks but has no fresh life. I fear of the vacuum and zero-point energy. Let's talk about physics. For centuries, scientists thought that empty space was, well, empty, absolute nothingness. But quantum physics discovered the zero-point field. If you take a cube of empty space and take everything out, atoms, light, radiation, what remains? There remains a bubbling of infinite energy. Virtual particles appear and disappear in nanoseconds. Physicist John Wheeler calculated that in the volume of a coffee cup of empty space, there is enough energy to evaporate all the oceans on Earth. The void is full. It is a plenum, not a vacuum. It is the matrix of pure potential before becoming matter. The Cherokee always knew this. They called the West the place of mystery. They knew that in silence and darkness lies true power. When you close your eyes and go to the West, you are not seeing less. You are seeing the black screen where reality is projected. The problem is that we are addicted to noise. We are afraid of silence because in silence we encounter ourselves. The West challenges you. Turn off the cell phone, turn off the TV, sit in the dark. Who are you when you do nothing? If that question terrifies you, you urgently need the medicine of the West. Teosin, death as a counselor. The West is the direction of death, but not tragic death, rather cyclic death. Trees drop their leaves in autumn. They do not cry, they do not resist. They know that letting go of the old is the only way to survive the winter and sprout in spring. You accumulate things. You accumulate grudges, objects, and old identities. I am the funny one. I am the victim. Those leaves are dry. They no longer perform photosynthesis, but you still cling to them. The West comes with its cold wind and tells you, let go. Physics teaches us the law of entropy. Every system tends toward disorder and dissolution. We fight against entropy. We apply anti-wrinkle creams. We cling to dead relationships. The West teaches you to collaborate with entropy. Let die what must die. If a relationship ended, let the sun set on it. Do not try to keep it alive with artificial respiration. If a project failed, bury it with honor in the West. Only when your hands are empty can you receive the new. Carlos Castaneda, inspired by Yaqui wisdom, a cousin of the Cherokee, said, "Death is our eternal companion. It is always to our left, an arm's length away. This is not morbid, it is vital. If you know you are going to die, you do not waste time on nonsense. Death is what gives flavor to life. The West gives value to the South. Threst, the thunder beings, the necessary chaos. In Cherokee cosmology, the West is the home of the thunder beings. They are powerful spirits, sometimes fearsome, who bring storms. We hate storms. We want eternal sun. But without storms, the air becomes stale and the land dries up. Thunder breaks the stagnation. Lightning fertilizes the land by fixing nitrogen. Rain cleanses. Sometimes the West comes into your life as a crisis. A divorce, a layoff, an illness. It is a storm from the West. Your ego screams, disaster. Your soul knows, cleansing. The thunder beings have come to tear down the structures of your life that no longer serve you. They have come to break the walls. They break the walls of your comfort zone. Instead of cursing the storm, the Cherokee warrior stands in the rain and shouts. He joins the power of the thunder. He uses the crisis to wash himself. If you are going through a dark moment, do not run toward the east looking for a quick fix or false positive thinking. Stay in the West for a while, let it rain. Let the thunder roll. There is tremendous power in the destruction of the false. Vik, the bear's cave, introspection. The animal of the West is the bear, Yona. What does the bear do? In summer it is strong and eats. But when autumn arrives, the bear knows it must go inward. It enters the cave. It hibernates. For months, the bear does nothing. Its heart slows down. But it is not dead. It is dreaming. It is converting fat into energy. It is gestating the strength for the next spring. Modern society does not allow us to be bears. It demands us to be eternal hummingbirds, always moving, always producing. That is why we are exhausted. We have chronic fatigue of the soul. You need to enter your cave. The West is introspection, looking inward. It is deep therapy. It is meditation. It is a personal journal. It is asking yourself, am I happy? Why do I do what I do? What hurts me? These questions can only be answered in the darkness of the cave. You cannot fix an engine while the car goes at 100 km/h. You have to stop, turn off the engine and open the hood. The West is the soul's repair shop. V, the shadow and the black mirror. Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, all the parts of you that you reject and hide in the basement. Your anger, your envy, your repressed sexuality, your cowardice. The West is where your shadow lives. The ego wants to live in the South, to be the good boy. But the more you ignore the West, the larger the shadow grows. If you don't look at it, it attacks you from behind through psychosomatic illnesses, fits of rage, or addictions. Shamans used obsidian mirrors, black volcanic stone, to look into the future or look within oneself. The black mirror does not reflect light. It absorbs the image. It shows you what is hidden. Working with the black direction means having the courage to look at your own crap. It means saying, yes, sometimes I am envious. Yes, sometimes I am cruel. I am human. I accept my darkness. By accepting your darkness, you integrate it. You stop wasting energy hiding it. Curiously, that released energy becomes charisma and power. The most magnetic people are not those who are perfect and of light. They are those who have integrated their darkness and have nothing to hide. They are whole. Lucid dreaming and holographic reality. The West is the realm of the dream. You spend a third of your life sleeping. Do you think it is wasted time? For the Cherokee, the dream is as real as wakefulness, sometimes more. In the dream, you exit the prison of linear time. You talk to ancestors, you fly, you visit possible futures. Quantum physics suggests that reality is holographic. Physical reality is only a dense and shared dream. When you sleep, you return to the control room. Learning to navigate the West means taking dreams seriously. It means practicing lucid dreaming, waking up inside the dream. If you can wake up inside a dream and change it, you are training your consciousness to wake up inside real life and change it. It is the same muscle. Before sleeping, look to the West. Ask, tonight I want to learn. Tonight I want to heal. Use the hours of darkness to work on the subtle planes. 7th, the power of absorption. The color black absorbs all colors. White, south, reflects them. The south is radiant, giving. The west is magnetic, receiving. It is the feminine energy of the universe, the yin, the womb, the black hole. A black hole has so much gravity that not even light can escape. It is the most powerful object in the known universe. In the center of every galaxy, there is a giant black hole that holds the galaxy together. In your center, there must be a bit of this West energy, the capacity to contain, the capacity to receive another's pain without falling apart, the capacity to keep a secret, the capacity to listen without interrupting. That is black energy, absorbent energy. People turn to those with West energy when they need comfort, because they feel they can rest there. They feel they can let go of their burden, and the earth will absorb it. Be like the black and fertile earth. Receive dead leaves and turn them into compost. Voici, the magic of sunset. There is a specific time of day to connect with this direction. Twilight, that magic moment between day and night when the world holds its breath. Birds stop singing. The wind usually calms down. It is a crack between worlds. Sorcerers and medicine men love this hour. The wave function becomes blurry again. Reality softens. It is the best time for deep meditation or for undoing what you did in the day. The Pythagoreans and the Stoics did an examination of conscience at sunset. What did I do well? What did I do wrong? What did I fail to do? This is a practice of the West. It is digesting the experience. If you eat food and do not digest it, you get sick. If you live experiences and do not digest them through reflection at sunset, you get a life indigestion, but you are not nourished by wisdom. Daita, healing the fear of death. Why do we fear the West so much? Because the ego fears ceasing to exist, but physics gives you good news. Information is not destroyed. The law of conservation of energy says that energy is not created or destroyed, it only transforms. You are energy. You are quantum information. You cannot cease to exist. It is physically impossible. You can only change states. From particle, body to wave, spirit. The West is not a brick wall that you hit and disappear. It is a revolving door. You cross the door, leave the heavy coat, the old body on the rack, and enter the ballroom on the other side. The Cherokee face death with songs, not with terror. They know it is a homecoming, a return to the great West from whence we came. Losing the fear of death makes you invincible in life. If you do not fear the West, who can blackmail you? Who can threaten you? You are free. X practice, entering the womb of the night. This practice is simple but challenging for the modern mind addicted to dopamine. 1. Total darkness. Tonight, turn off everything. Blinds down. Cover the LED lights of devices. Let there not be a single photon of light in the room. 2. The bear's pose. Lie in the fetal position, the pose of the seed. Cover yourself with a heavy blanket. Feel the weight and the heat. 3. The silence. Do not put on meditation music. Nothing. Just the hum of silence and your heart. 4. The immersion. Visualize that you float in deep space. Everything is black, infinite black velvet. Feel that black is not empty. It is full of love. 5. The surrender. Say mentally, I release all that I am not. I release my name, I release my story, I release my pain, I surrender to the void. Feel how you dissolve. Stop being someone. Be no one. Rest in that nothingness for 10 minutes. It is the return. Breathe deeply and thank the West for renewing you. Chapter 4. The North, the memory of cold. Heat expands and disperses. Cold contracts and preserves. If you want to keep something for eternity, you freeze it. The North is the frozen library of the universe, where the memory of everything that has been resides, waiting for you to have the courage and the stillness necessary to read it. You feel the change in the air. The gentle breeze turns into an icy gust that wakes you up suddenly. You have left the cave of the West. You are standing in the white tundra. We have arrived at the direction of the North. In the Cherokee wheel, DUYUKTV, the North is the place of winter. Its color is blue, sakanige, sometimes represented as purple or crystalline white. It represents old age, wisdom, survival, and ancestors. It is the realm of the higher mind. If the South was emotion and the body, heat, chaos, the North is intellect and spirit, cold order. We live in a culture that hates winter. We flee from the cold. We want eternal summer, the eternal youth of the South. But without winter, the earth is exhausted. Pest insects do not die. The cycle is broken. The North is the great judge. It is the direction that tests your strength. The North asks, is this true? Is this essential? What is false dies in the cold. What is true survives and strengthens. In quantum physics, the North is the domain of non-local information and the Akashic field. It is the cosmic cloud where the backup copy of your soul is kept. Either physics of cold superconductivity. Why do we associate wisdom with cold mind and cold head? Physics gives us an amazing answer. Heat is chaotic molecular movement, entropy. When something is hot, its atoms collide, vibrate, and make noise. There is a lot of resistance. But when you cool a material, the atoms calm down, they become ordered. If you cool certain materials near absolute zero, 273 degrees, a quantum phenomenon called superconductivity occurs. Electrical resistance disappears completely. Zero resistance. Electricity can flow through that wire forever without losing a single electron. Additionally, quantum levitation appears. The object disconnects from gravity. Cold creates perfect coherence. The Cherokee knew this intuitively. They knew that to access the higher truth, one had to cool the passions of the South. One had to calm the blood. One had to quiet the mind until reaching the absolute zero of mental silence. Only in that state of internal coldness can the information of the Great Spirit flow through you without resistance, without ego distortion. The North is the state of spiritual superconductivity. It is when you become a perfect channel. That is why elders are revered, because their passionate fires have gone out, allowing the light of wisdom to flow without obstacles. Tulsa, the Akashic Library, the hard drive of the universe. There is a theory in modern physics, defended by scientists like Ervin Laszlo, called the Akashic field, or A field. This theory proposes that the quantum vacuum is not only energy, as we saw in the West, but it is information. The universe has a memory. Every thought you have had, every emotion you have felt, every event that has occurred since the Big Bang, leaves a holographic footprint in the field. Nothing is lost. Nothing is forgotten. The universe is an infinite hard drive that is constantly recording itself. For the Cherokee, the North is the place where these records live. They call it the House of Memory. When a shaman wants to know what medicine to use for a new disease, they travel to the North. They connect to the cosmic Wi-Fi and download the file. You can do it too. Have you ever had a brilliant idea that you felt was not yours, as if it had been whispered into your ear? That was a download from the North. You tuned into the right frequency, and the information came down. The North teaches us that we do not need to learn everything, putting data from outside to inside. Sometimes we only need to remember, access the data that is already in the field. 3. The ancestors are not dead, they are frequency. The North is the home of the ancestors. In Western culture, ancestor means dead people in sepia photos. In Cherokee culture, ancestor means living presence. Quantum physics tells us that time is not linear. Therefore, your grandparents are not behind in the past. They are here in a different frequency dimension. Imagine the radio. The station 90.5 FM, your current reality, is playing now, but 102.3 FM, the reality of your grandparents, is also playing now in the same room. Only you don't hear it because your dial is on 90.5. The North teaches you to move the dial. Rupert Sheldrake, a Cambridge biologist, proposed the theory of morphic resonance. It suggests that biological systems inherit a collective memory. If you teach rats in London a new trick, rats in New York, who have no contact, learn the trick faster. There is a shared information field. You are connected by morphic resonance with your lineage. Your ancestors live in you. Literally. Your DNA is a physical library that their bodies built. Your gestures, your laughter, your fears are echoes of them. When you face the North, you face your legion. You never walk alone. Behind your right shoulder is your father, behind him his father, and so on to the origin. Behind your left, your mother and her line. Thousands of survivors. You are the spearhead of a survival army. If you feel weakness, look to the North, invoke their strength. Grandfathers, lend me your courage. Grandmothers, lend me your patience. Through quantum resonance, that strength is activated in your blood. Convey DNA as an antenna. For years, science called 90% of our genome junk DNA because it did not code for proteins. What arrogance! Nature does not make junk. Today, Russian biophysicists and epigenetics suggest that this junk DNA functions as an antenna. It is an organic superconductor capable of receiving and transmitting data through wormholes. Your DNA is not just a book of biological recipes, it is a quantum radio. The North teaches you to tune that antenna. The traumas of your ancestors are recorded there, epigenetics of trauma, but also their wisdom. If your great-grandfather was a great healer, that software is on your hard drive. It may be compressed, inactive, but it is there. The north wind can decompress the file. Through intention and ritual, you can activate talents you didn't know you had. This explains why there are child prodigies. They didn't learn to play the piano in 3 years. They remembered how their ancestors or past lives played it. They accessed the North. The concept of the 7 generations. The most important law of the North is the law of the 7 generations. It says, any decision you make today, you must consider how it will affect the 7 generations that come after you. This is the supreme definition of wisdom. Intelligence, South, thinks about now or tomorrow. Wisdom, North, thinks about 200 years into the future. We live in an infantile and short-term society. We destroy the planet for quarterly profits. We eat junk for instant pleasure. We have lost our North, literally. Recovering the North means acting like an elder, whatever age you are. It means asking, if I do this, will my great-great-grandchildren thank me or curse me? When you act with this long-range perspective, your life acquires immense dignity and gravity. You stop being a consumer and become a guardian. You become the ancestor of the future. You are creating the memory that others will download in 100 years. What are you going to leave in the cloud? Fear and selfishness, or courage and love? Write your code well. Someone is going to read it. The naked truth, winter. Winter has a special quality, transparency. In summer, South, the trees are full of leaves. You cannot see through the forest. There are secrets, shadows, hiding places. In winter, North, the leaves fall. The forest is left naked. You can see for miles. You can see the actual structure of the tree, its bones without ornaments. The North is the direction of radical truth. There is nowhere to hide in the snow. Your footprints remain marked. When you look to the north, you must be willing to see the truth of your life without the ornaments of the ego. The north does not accept excuses. Am I happy? The south would say, well, I bought a new car and went partying. The north says, no, your soul cries, the car is a summer leaf, look at the trunk, it is dry. The north hurts, like the cold hurts on the face, but it awakens. The truth will set you free, but first it will make you tremble. Accept the cold of the truth. Stop lying to yourself about your relationship, your job, or your addictions. Let winter strip you of illusions. Only when you see the naked skeleton of your reality can you begin to truly heal. 7. Resilience and survival. The animal of the north is usually the buffalo, Yanasi, or the white wolf, animals that endure the storm head-on. The buffalo, when the snowstorm comes, does not flee. It walks towards the storm. It knows that by walking toward it, it will cross it faster. The north is the school of resilience. Hard times are not a punishment from God. They are the training of the north. Winter kills the weak, diseases, bacteria, fragile egos. Winter makes the strong strong. If you have gone through a winter in your life, a long depression, a devastating loss, a bankruptcy, you have received the gift of the north. You have hardened. You have crystallized. Now you are purer. You are a superconductor. Do not complain about your scars. They are your medals of rank. They prove that you survived the cold. People who always live in the eternal summer are soft. At the first difficulty, they break. You who have walked through the snow are unbreakable. Thank the north for the toughness of your spirit. Bewakes white hair the crown. In the Cherokee tradition, having white hair is a supreme honor. It means that the snow of the north has touched your head. It means that you have completed the circle and are ready to teach. In our society, we dye our gray hair. We hide old age. We are ashamed of the north. What a mistake. We are despising the crown of wisdom. The north teaches us to honor our biological elders, not to park them in nursing homes as if they were old furniture. They are living libraries. If you have living grandparents, sit with them. Do not talk to them. Listen to them. Ask for their stories. By listening to their stories, you are downloading data into your DNA. You are activating resonance. And if you are young, look for mentors. Look for people who have snow on their head. Intelligence, Google, is everywhere. Wisdom, experience, is scarce. Seek it as if it were gold. Try silence and listening. Sound travels better in the cold and at night. The dense, cold air conducts sound waves with greater clarity. The north is the direction of deep listening. Gossip, trivial talk, noise belong to the south. In the north, little is spoken. Only what is necessary is said. The language of the north is silence. He who knows does not speak. He who speaks does not know. Practice the silence of the north. Try to spend a day speaking half of what you usually speak. Listen twice as much. Listen to what is not said. Listen to the tone of voice. Listen to the wind. In that silence, you will hear the voice of the great mystery. You will hear the instructions for your next step. Practice, the Council of Elders. This is a classic shamanic journey to access the wisdom of the north. Preparation. Sit in a cool room or open a window. Let the cold air touch your face. Sit with a straight back. Dignity. Visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine you are walking through a snowy landscape. It is night, but the snow reflects the starlight and everything looks bluish. There is an absolute and sacred silence. The fire. In the distance, you see a bonfire. You approach. Around the fire there are figures sitting, wrapped in blankets. They are your ancestors or your guides. The encounter. You sit in the circle with them. You feel their love and their power. They do not judge you. They see you with infinite compassion. The question. Ask them a question about your life, an important question. What is my mission? How do I heal this disease? What decision should I take? The listening. Do not expect words. Expect an image, a symbol, a sensation, or a sudden memory. Wait for the file download. The gift. Before leaving, imagine that the wisest elder gives you an object. Take it. Look at what it is. It is a symbol of power for you. The return. Give thanks. Stand up. Walk back through the snow to your body. Open your eyes. Chapter 5 Above the Upper World. Earth is our school, but heaven is our original home. Do not look up searching for a bearded god sitting on a cloud. Look up to remember that you are a citizen of the cosmos. Gravity binds your feet, but quantum entanglement releases your soul. Above is not a physical place, it is a frequency. You have walked the 4 cardinal directions. You have traveled the horizontal plane. You have been born, grown, rested, and learned. If you stay here, you will have lived a good human life, but an incomplete one. You would be like an ant walking on an infinite sheet of paper. For the ant, the universe has 2 dimensions, length and width. If someone placed a finger on the ant from above, she would say, "A miracle, it appeared out of nowhere." It did not appear out of nowhere. It appeared from above, from a dimension the ant cannot conceive. Most human beings are 2-dimensional ants. They live trapped in the material plane. But Cherokee shamans and theoretical physicists share a secret. The universe is multidimensional. We have reached the 5th direction, above. In Cherokee cosmology, this is called Galunlati, the upper world. It is the realm that exists beyond the stone arch of the sky. It is the home of pure spirits, original archetypes, and the great mystery. Its color is usually yellow, like zenithal light, or sometimes sky blue. In quantum physics, this is the realm of non-locality and quantum entanglement. It is the dimension where space and time cease to exist entirely, where everything is connected to everything else instantaneously, where you and the farthest star are the same thing. Galunlati, the plane of prototypes. For the ancient Cherokee, the physical world we live in, Elo, is an imperfect copy of the world above, Galunlati. In Galunlati, everything is perfect, eternal, and mythic. There, sick bears or lame bears do not exist. The archetypal bear exists, the perfect spirit of the bear. When an animal is born on Earth, it is a dense projection of that perfect mold that lives above. Surprisingly, this is identical to Plato's theory of forms and modern holographic theories of the universe. Theoretical physics suggests that our 3D universe could be a holographic projection of a higher 2D reality that exists at the edge of the cosmos. We are the shadows on the wall. Galunlati is the source of light. Connecting with the direction of above means going to the source. It means stopping trying to fix the shadow, your problematic physical life, and speaking directly to the projector. When you look above, you are not praying to nothingness. You are recalibrating your existence with your original blueprint. You are remembering how you were before you broke, before you got sick, before you forgot. The upper world contains your original design. The magic of quantum entanglement. Here is where science becomes more mystical than religion. There is a phenomenon called quantum entanglement. Einstein called it, with some annoyance, spooky action at a distance. It works like this. If you take 2 particles that were created together, like twins, and separate them, you can take one particle to New York and the other to Andromeda. If you change the spin of the particle in New York, turn it face up, the particle in Andromeda changes instantly. It turns face down. Instantly. Faster than the speed of light. There is no signal that travels from one to the other. They simply know. They are connected. The space between them is an illusion. What does this mean for you? According to the Big Bang theory, all matter in the universe was concentrated in a point smaller than an atom. Everything was united. You, me, your dog, the tree, the stars, and the Grand Canyon, we were all the same particle. Therefore, everything is quantumly entangled with everything else. Separation is a lie of the senses. At a fundamental level, in the realm of above, you are connected instantly to everything that exists. You do not need to shout for God to hear you. God is not far away. God is the network that binds you. You do not need to travel to be connected with a loved one who died. They are entangled with you. The direction of above is the consciousness of this unity. When you elevate your mind to this direction, loneliness disappears. It is physically impossible to be alone in an entangled universe. 3. Non-locality being everywhere. The consequence of entanglement is non-locality. In the world below matter, you are local. You are here, and you are not there. If you are in the kitchen, you are not in the bathroom. In the world above, quantum, consciousness is non-local. It can be everywhere. Cherokee shamans use this ability for remote viewing. They could send their consciousness above, fly like an eagle, and see where the buffalo herd was days away. The CIA and the military have studied remote viewing for decades with amazing results. It is not magic, it is access to the non-local dimension. You use non-locality when you have an intuition about someone who is far away. I feel my mother is not well. You call and she is not well. How did that information travel? It did not travel through the air. It traveled through the shortcut of above. The upper world is the cosmic internet. Living connected to above means living with one foot on the ground and the other in the information cloud. It means you are not limited by your 5 physical senses. You have access to data that is not in your room. Great geniuses like Tesla or Mozart said they did not invent their music or their machines. They received them. They downloaded them from above. They were antennas tuned to Galunlati. IV, the higher self, your twin in heaven. Many traditions speak of the higher self or the guardian angel. In terms of multidimensional physics, we could see it like this. You are a multidimensional being. A part of you, your pinky finger, let's say, is stuck in the density of the earth. That is you, the ego, the personality, John Mary. But the rest of your spiritual body stayed above, outside the fish tank. That is your higher self. Your higher self is not afraid. It has no doubts. It sees the labyrinth from above. It knows the way out. Human suffering occurs when the small self, earth, loses connection with the great self, heaven. The small self believes itself alone and abandoned. Connecting with the direction of above is re-establishing communication with your complete version. Imagine you are playing a video game. The character on the screen, Mario, is running, jumping, and about to die. But you, the player, are on the couch, calm, with the controller in hand. If Mario had his own consciousness, he would be terrified. The dragon is going to eat me. But if Mario could pray and connect with the player above, he would feel your calm. He would understand, this is a game. The player has control. If I die, I have another life. Everything is fine. Looking above is remembering you are the player. Prayer as technology. The Cherokee are a people of prayer, but not the religious prayer of please give me things. Cherokee prayer is tuning. It is like turning a radio dial. The upper world broadcasts at a very high frequency, love, gratitude, unity. The lower world broadcasts at a low frequency, fear, survival, separation. If you want help from above, you have to raise your frequency to find the signal. You cannot connect with Galunlati while you are vibrating in hatred or victimhood. They are incompatible. There is no coverage. To call above, you use gratitude and song. Singing raises the vibration. Tobacco smoke raises the intention. When you pray, you are creating a channel of coherence. You are building a bridge of light where help can descend. Physics tells us that like attracts like, resonance. To attract miracles, which are high-frequency events, you have to become a high-frequency antenna. The direction of above demands purity of intention. Featin Woya, the winged messenger. The animal of this direction is indisputably the eagle, Woya, or the hawk. For the Cherokee, killing an eagle was an immense taboo, allowed only to certain eagle men with complex rituals of forgiveness. Why? Because the eagle is the only being that can fly so high that it disappears from sight. He enters Galunlati. He talks with the Creator, and he returns. He is the messenger. Eagle feathers are sacred because they are antennas impregnated with the energy from above. When a warrior wears a feather on his head, he is connecting his crown chakra, his biological antenna, with heaven. You need your own eagle feathers. You need symbols or practices that remind you to look up. We live looking down, at the ground, at the phone, at problems. Our physical posture is head down, depression. The direction of above asks you to lift your chin. Look at the sky. Look at the clouds. Look at the stars. The simple physical act of looking up changes your brain chemistry. It breaks the depressive thought loop. Invoke the vision of the eagle. Step out of your mouse vision. seeing only crumbs on the floor, and adopt eagle vision, seeing the entire landscape. 7. String theory and the music of the spheres. String theory is one of the boldest attempts of modern physics to explain everything. It says that subatomic particles are not points, but tiny vibrating strings. If the string vibrates at one note, it is an electron. If it vibrates at another note, it is a photon. The universe is literally music. It is a cosmic symphony. The Cherokee say that the universe was sung into existence. The Creator sang the song of creation. The upper world is where the music is purest, most complex, and most beautiful. As you descend into matter, the music becomes denser and slower, but you are still a song. When you feel out of tune or sick, sad, it is because you have lost harmony with the song from above. Healing consists of retuning your string. How? By listening to sacred music, singing, or being in silence in nature until you remember your rhythm. The direction of above is the direction of sacred sound. 30. The overview effect, astronauts. Astronauts who go into space and see the Earth from above experience a radical cognitive shift called the overview effect. Seeing the planet floating in the darkness, borderless, fragile, and blue, their consciousness explodes. They realize that wars, politics, and borders are nonsense. They realize that we are one single tribe on a spaceship. They weep with emotion. They return changed forever. They have touched Galunlati. You do not need a rocket to have the overview effect. You need imagination and meditation. Close your eyes and elevate yourself. Leave your house, your city, your country. Look at your life from orbit. Does that comment your coworker made to you matter so much? Does it matter so much that you have a few extra pounds? From above, all that is dust. The only thing that shines from above is the love and light you have generated. Use the direction of above to put your dramas into perspective. Dice the danger of getting hung up. A warning from the elders. The direction of above is addictive. It is so beautiful, so full of peace and love, that many do not want to come down. It is the spiritual ego syndrome or escapism. People who spend the day meditating, talking about angels and dimensions, but have a dirty house, do not pay bills, and do not care for relations. They have escaped to Galunlati and abandoned Ilo. That is not balance, that is flight. The tree that grows toward the sky but has no roots falls with the first wind. The Cherokee insist, we are not beings of heaven yet. We are bridges. Your job is not to go above and stay there. Your job is to go up, take the fire, inspiration, energy, and bring it down. Bring heaven to earth. Being spiritual is not floating. It is making matter divine through your acts. Practice the pillar of light, vertical connection. Let's activate your vertical axis. 1. Posture. Stand preferably barefoot on the ground, but with your back very straight. You are an antenna. 2. Visualization. Imagine that above your head, a few meters away, floats a bright golden star. It is your higher self, your personal energy source in Galunlati. 3. The silver thread. Imagine a ray of liquid golden light descending from that star. 4. The entrance. The ray touches your crown. Feel a tingling. It penetrates your skull, illuminates your pineal gland, goes down your throat and spine. 5. Tuning. As the light descends, say, I align with my original design. I remember who I am. I am a citizen of the universe. 6. Expansion. Feel your consciousness expanding upwards. You are no longer enclosed in your body. Your head touches the stars. You are giant. 7. The question. From this height, look at your small life below. Ask your higher self, what do I need to know today? Listen for the answer. Chapter 6. Below the heart of the earth. A tree that wants to touch the sky with its branches must have roots that touch hell. You cannot ascend higher than you can descend. Spirituality without earth is only fantasy. It is the balloon that escapes a child's hand and is lost in the void. The direction of below is the anchor that allows you to navigate the storm without being swept away. Breathe. Feel the weight of your body. In the previous chapter, your mind flew toward the stars, toward Galunlati. You expanded. You felt infinite, eternal, and ethereal. It was beautiful. But if you stay there, you dissolve. The human experience is not just about being spirit, it is about being spirit incarnate. And to incarnate, you need a body. And to have a body, you need a planet. Feel how an invisible force pulls you toward the ground. It is not an oppressive force. It is a constant embrace. It is gravity. It is Mother Earth saying, "Don't go yet. I have you. You are safe here." We have reached the sixth direction, below. In the Cherokee language, the earth is called Elo. But Elo is a complex word. It means earth, but it also means religion, history, law, and culture. For the Cherokee, the earth is not a thing you walk on. It is the very context of your existence. You cannot have spirituality, religion, without having earth, Elo. They are synonyms. Modern man has forgotten the below. We live in skyscrapers, walk on asphalt, use rubber shoes that electrically insulate us, and fly in planes. We live disconnected from the energy source that gave us origin. This disconnection is the primary cause of our chronic anxiety and our biological inflammation. In this chapter, we are going to come down from the cloud. We are going to get our hands and feet dirty. We are going to discover that the earth is a giant battery and that you are a rechargeable device that has forgotten to plug itself in. Gaia, the living organism. Western science took a long time to admit what shamans had always known. In the 70s, James Lovelock formulated the Gaia hypothesis. He proposes that the Earth is not a dead rock floating in space with a little moss on top. Life. He proposes that the Earth itself is a living superorganism. The atmosphere is not a coincidence. It is the breath regulated by the biosphere. The oceans are the blood. The forests are the lungs. The Earth regulates its own temperature and salinity to maintain life, just as your body regulates its fever. The Earth feels. When the Cherokee speak of Mother Earth, they are not being poetic. They are being biologically precise. You were born from her. Every atom of your body, calcium in the bones, iron in the blood, carbon in the skin, was borrowed from the Earth's crust. You are, literally, a piece of Earth that has stood up, developed eyes, and started walking. When you die, you will return those atoms to the ground below, so that they become grass, then bison, then another person. Looking below is looking at your origin and your destiny. It is an act of radical humility. The ego wants to be an angel, above. The body knows it is humus below. And the word humility comes from humus, fertile earth. Only when you accept your earthly nature can you flourish. Tie gravity as love. Let's talk about physics. What is gravity? Einstein told us that gravity is the curvature of space-time. The mass of the Earth deforms the fabric of space, and we fall toward it. But let's look at it from Cherokee metaphysics. Gravity is the force of attraction, and attraction in its purest form is love. The Earth loves you so much that she doesn't let you go. She attracts you toward her center. Imagine if gravity turned off for a second. You would be flung into cold and dark space, where you would die instantly. Gravity is the mother's protective embrace. Every time you take a step, the earth rises to meet you. Newton said that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. When your foot pushes the earth pushes your foot. It sustains you. Never, not once in your life, has the earth failed to sustain you. You may have lost your job, your partner, or your health. But the ground beneath your feet never disappeared. The direction of below is the direction of absolute trust. It is base security. Anxiety is often the psychological sensation of having no ground. The cure for anxiety is not to think more, north above. It is to feel the ground below. It is surrendering to gravity. Stop holding yourself up and let her hold you. 3. The earth battery, earthing. Here enters the most fascinating biophysics. The earth is a giant electric battery. Its surface has a natural negative electrical charge. It is full of free electrons. You are a bioelectric being. Your heart, your brain, and your muscles work with electric impulses. But in modern life, we accumulate an excessive positive charge. Stress, electromagnetic pollution, Wi-Fi, mobiles, free radicals, inflammation. All of that steals electrons from us. We oxidize. Inflammation is the root of almost all modern diseases. cancer, diabetes, arthritis, depression. Inflammation is a cellular fire, positive charge. How do you put out a fire? With the earth. When you put your bare feet on the grass, the sand, or the damp earth, an instantaneous physical miracle occurs. It is called earthing or grounding. The earth, which has infinite electrons, pours them into your body. Those electrons go up through your feet and neutralize the free radicals, inflammation. They discharge your excess voltage. Literally, you de-inflame and discharge yourself. Cortisol drops. The blood becomes less viscous. Sleeping improves. The Cherokee always walked with skin moccasins, which conduct electricity, or barefoot. They were grounded 24/7. Their voltage was equal to the Earth's voltage. We use rubber or plastic soles. They are insulators. We have cut the cable. We live with biological static. We are nervous, irritable, charged. The direction of below offers you the cheapest therapy in the world. Take off your shoes. Touch the mother. It is not a metaphor, it is an exchange of electrons. It is electrical nutrition. Feel the Schumann resonance, the heartbeat of the planet. The Earth is not silent. It has a pulse. In the cavity between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere, constant electromagnetic waves are generated, produced by the lightning of global storms. This frequency is called Schumann resonance. Its base frequency is 7.83 Hz. Do you know what else vibrates at 7.3 Hz? The alpha-theta waves of your human brain, the state of relaxation, creativity, and healing. Your brain evolved over millions of years bathed in the Earth's pulsation. Your brain learned to synchronize with the mother's heartbeat. When we isolate ourselves in concrete cities and surround ourselves with artificial frequencies like 5G and electricity at 60 Hz make us lose the Schumann resonance signal. We become desynchronized. We feel an underlying discomfort, an inexplicable rush, an existential arrhythmia. NASA astronauts, upon leaving Earth, suffered health problems until Schumann resonance generators were installed in the ships. Without the mother's heartbeat, the child falls ill. Looking below means resynchronizing your internal metronome with the planets. Spending time in nature is not pretty. It is a necessity for frequency calibration. You need to hear the heartbeat of 7.83 Hz again, so that your nervous system remembers how to be calm. V-Elo. History is in the stones. For the Cherokee, the Earth keeps the memory, similar to the North but physical. Every stone, every mountain, every river has a story. Places have power. There are sacred places, vortices, where the energy of below gushes with force. And there are places of trauma where the Earth cries and the energy is heavy. The direction of below teaches you to read the landscape. Do not walk like a blind tourist. Feel the energy of the place. Do you feel tired here? Do you feel energized there? The Earth speaks to you through your feet and your first chakra, root. Archaeologists dig looking for bones. The shaman digs with their feeling. They know that under their feet there are layers and layers of civilizations, of animals of ancient forests. You are walking on a giant cemetery that is also a giant nursery. Life feeds on death. Respect for below is respect for the carbon and nitrogen cycle. It is understanding that your body is alone. The Earth lent you the materials to build your avatar. Use them well, take care of them. And when the time comes to return them, death, do it with gratitude, knowing that you will feed the trees of the future. Vasi, the shadow, the ecological wound. We have wounded the direction of below. Our modern civilization is based on the violation of Elo. We take her blood, oil, tear out her lungs, forests, poison her water. We do it because we see her as an inert object, a warehouse of resources, not as a being. This is the collective mother wound. By damaging the mother, we damage ourselves. The epidemic of autoimmune diseases, the body attacking itself, is a fractal reflection of humanity attacking its own planetary body. We cannot be healthy on a sick planet. It is impossible. Recovering the direction of below implies a new ethic, stewardship. We are not the owners of the Earth. We are her guardians. In the Cherokee tradition, before cutting a medicinal plant, permission is asked. An offering, tobacco, is left for it. A relationship of reciprocity, INV, is established. I take from you to heal, and I give to you my gratitude and my protection. Today we take and never give. The balance is broken. Looking below requires you to start giving. Plant a tree. Pick up trash that isn't yours. Stop using so much plastic. Not to save the planet will save itself, shaking us off if necessary, but to save your own soul from ingratitude. Healing your relationship with the earth heals your root chakra, your sense of security and belonging. 7th, the masters of below, the trees. If the eagle was the master of above, the tree is the master of below and of the entire vertical axis. The tree is the most spiritual being that exists. It lives in permanent meditation. Look at its roots. They are as large as its crown. The tree knows the secret. The deeper you go below, the higher you can go above. Many spiritual seekers are like rootless bushes. They want enlightenment, mystical experiences, astral travel. But at the first financial or emotional crisis, they fall. They have no roots. They are called space cadets. They have much light, but little earth. The tree teaches you grounding. It withstands the wind, the rain, and the snow because it is gripped to the bedrock. Be like a tree. Cultivate your spiritual life, yes, but make sure to pay your taxes, wash your dishes, take care of your body, and call your mother. Real spirituality is demonstrated in matter, not by fleeing from it. Before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. Zen proverb. The direction of below is the direction of sacred daily life. Weight, magnetism, and abundance. The earth is a giant magnet. It has north and south poles. Magnetism is the force of attraction. Material abundance belongs to the direction of below. Gold, diamonds, oil, food, water, it all comes from below. Spiritualized poverty is an error. Many believe that to be spiritual is to be poor. The earth is exuberant. The earth is abundant. She knows no scarcity, she knows cycles. Connecting with below is connecting with prosperity. It is accepting that you deserve to have your material needs covered. It is allowing the energy of money, which is earthly, dense energy, to flow toward you. If you reject the material, you reject the mother. Accept the gifts of the earth. Enjoy food, sex, comfort, physical beauty. They are expressions of Elo's love. The key is not to reject matter, but to not get trapped in it, not to forget above. 9. Inverse vertigo. Sometimes when you connect deeply with below, you feel an inverse vertigo. You feel how small the earth is in the vast cosmos. But you also feel how special she is. She is a blue oasis in an infinite black desert. She is the only place where we can drink coffee, hug our children, and feel the sun on our face. The spirits of Galunlati above are jealous of us. They have eternal peace, but they have no chocolate. They don't have the smell of rain on dry earth, petrichor. They don't have the embrace of a lover. Value this. You are on a wonderful and brief excursion in the physical plane. The direction of below tells you, enjoy the journey, feel the texture of life. X practice, the kiss of the feet, grounding. We are going to perform the most powerful exercise to eliminate anxiety and recharge the battery. 1. Find earth. Go outside. Look for a piece of grass, earth, or sand. If you can't, natural wood floor serves, concrete not so much. 2. Barefoot. Take off shoes and socks. 3. Contact. Put the soles of your feet on the ground, spread your toes. Grip the earth with your feet as if you were a bird gripping a branch. 4. Root visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine that from your heels and toes, thick red roots come out. They pierce the ground, the layers of rock. They go down for miles. 5. The core. Your roots reach the center of the earth. There is a giant iron crystal core, pulsing and spinning. It is the magnetic heart of Gaia. 6. The anchor. Your roots wrap around the core. You are anchored. Nothing can knock you down. 7. The exchange. Upon exhaling air downward, send all your stress, your fear, and your inflammation through the roots. Give it to the earth. She knows how to compost it. Upon inhaling, air upward. Suck red and potent energy from the core. Feel how it goes up your legs, fills your pelvis, your stomach, your heart. It is energy of pure vitality. 8. Gratitude. Give thanks to the mother. Feel gravity as an embrace. Chapter 7. Within, the 0 point. The universe is a circle whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. You are that center. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean compressed into a drop. The 6 previous directions were paths for traveling. The 7th direction is the home where the journey ends. Stop. Stop looking to the east searching for new beginnings. Stop working in the south building your empire. Stop healing your wounds in the west. Stop looking for wisdom in the north. Stop praying to the stars above. Stop anchoring yourself in the earth below. Imagine that all those lines of energy simultaneously shoot toward you. Where do they cross? Where do they collide? They collide at a singular point, microscopic and infinite, located right in the center of your chest. We have arrived at the 7th direction, within. In the Cherokee tradition, this is the place of the sacred fire. It is the center of the wheel. It has no color today now. It has no color because it contains all colors. In quantum physics, this is the realm of singularity and the holographic principle. It is the 0 point. Society has conditioned us to be outward beings. We look for happiness outside, love outside, validation outside, and God outside. It is a search condemned to failure now. Outside, there are only projections. The only true reality, the only engine that generates experience, is within. This chapter is the most difficult of all, because it requires you to make a 180-degree turn in your attention. It requires you to stop looking at the movie screen of life and look toward the projector instead. At the geometry of the cross and the center, visualize a 3-dimensional cross, the east-west axis, the south-north axis, the above-below axis. You are crucified at that intersection of space and time, but the point where the timbers cross does not move. The wheel turns, but the axle is still. That motionless point is the 7th direction. It is the eternal now, today now. Within there is no time. If you close your eyes and go deep enough, how old are you? You have no age. The feeling of I am is the same at 5 years old as it is at 90. Your body ages, your mind accumulates data, but the witness who lives within is timeless. It is the pure observer. The Cherokee teach that each human is a walking universe. You are not in the world. The world passes through you. You are the door through which energy enters and becomes reality. If your center is blocked or dirty, the other 6 directions become distorted. If you are not well within, it doesn't matter how much you pray above or work in the south. Your life will be chaos right now, today now. All real change starts at the 0 point. By centering your awareness in this internal singularity, you reclaim your role as the conscious creator of your reality, ensuring that the light you project onto the world is clear, powerful, and aligned with your highest purpose and your most sacred truth in this existence now. DUYUKTV, the holographic principle, the whole in the part. For centuries, we believed that the universe was a giant machine made of separate pieces, but modern physics has reached a mind-blowing conclusion. The universe is a hologram. What is a hologram? If you take a normal photograph and cut it in half, you have half a landscape in your hands today now. If you take a holographic film and cut it in half, or into 100 pieces, each small piece contains the complete image of the landscape, just with a bit less resolution. The whole is contained in each of the parts. This validates the Hermetic and Shamanic maxim. As above, so below, as within, so without. You are not isolated now. You are not an isolated fragment of the universe. You contain the source code of the totality of the cosmos within you. In every atom of your body, in every helix of your ADN, the information of the Big Bang, of the galaxies, and of the entire history is compressed. This means you do not need to go anywhere to find God today now. It is already pre-installed. Seeking God outside of yourself is like a fish seeking the ocean. You are made of him. The 7th direction is the journey of discovery that you are that. When shamans travel within, they are not doing psychological introspection. They are doing an ontological immersion into the core of the reactor now. Threat, the sacred fire at Sila. In the center of each Cherokee village, there was a council house, and in the center of the house, a sacred fire at Sila burned that was never allowed to go out. All the houses in the village lit their domestic fires from that central fire. That fire represents the Creator, but the elders teach that the true fire is within now. The true sacred fire is not in the square. It is in the human heart. You carry an ember from the Big Bang in your chest. That spark is your spirit. It is what animates your biology. When you die, the body stays, but the fire is released and returns to the great sun. That fire within is your moral compass and your source of power now. It is your intuition, but deeper. It is your essence. Modern society tries to extinguish that fire. They fill us with fear, doubt, and cynicism. They throw cold water on us. When someone says, "I feel extinguished" or "I am burnt out," it is literal. Their sacred fire is only a dying ember under ashes in their life today now. The practice of the seventh direction is fan the fire. How? With breath, with passion, with truth. Every time you speak your truth, the fire grows. Every time you lie to please others, the fire chokes. Caring for your internal fire is your primary responsibility. If your fire goes out, you are a walking corpse right now today. IV, the singularity and the personal black hole. Physics tells us about black holes. Points in space where gravity is so strong that space and time collapse into a singularity. The laws of normal physics stop working there. It is a point of infinite density and infinite possibilities. Many physicists suggest that in the center of every proton there is a mini singularity now. A mini black hole. This sounds terrifying, but it is wonderful. It means you have a dimensional portal within you, a point of direct connection with the void that creates everything. When you go within, toward the 0 point, you cross the event horizon. You leave behind the noise of the world, your problems, and your name now. And you enter the silence of the singularity. There you are infinite. There you recharge your battery. People who meditate deeply touch this point. They come out of meditation renewed, with brilliant ideas, with peace. Where did they get that? They got it from the singularity, from the 0 point today in your life now. If you do not visit your 0 point regularly, you get exhausted. You are functioning with a limited battery, ego, instead of connecting to the infinite grid, singularity. By returning to this source of absolute potential, you ensure that your actions in the physical world are fueled by the inexhaustible power of the cosmos now. V, the toroidal field of the heart. Science has measured the magnetic field of the heart. It is shaped like a torus. The energy leaves the heart, goes up, expands, goes down, and enters again from below toward the heart. It is a system of perpetual recycling and creation of energy. This field extends several meters outside of your body today now. You are walking inside an electromagnetic bubble generated from within. That bubble is your atmosphere. When someone approaches you, they enter your torus. If your heart is in coherence, your torus is strong and harmonious. People feel good by your side. If your heart is in chaos, your torus is broken or erratic now. People feel repelled or drained. The seventh direction is the generator of this field. You create your climate. You are not a victim of the environment. You are the environment. If you enter a room and there is tension, you can change the energy of the room simply by changing the frequency of your heart within today now. Your toroidal field is more powerful than the field of others if it is centered. The leader is the one who has the strongest central fire. The other fires synchronize with them through resonance. By mastering your internal state, you become a master of the energy around you, radiating a peace that transforms every space you inhabit now. So the eye of the hurricane, the calm. Life is a hurricane. Financial problems, political crises, illnesses, family dramas, winds of 200 km/h spinning around you. If you try to fight the wind in the periphery, it will destroy you. But if you move toward the center, toward the eye of the hurricane, there is calm. In the exact center, birds fly and the sun shines now. The seventh direction is the eye of the hurricane. It is not an escape from reality. It is the position of maximum power. From the center, you can see the chaos spinning without it dragging you away. From the center, you can direct the movement of the storm. When the world goes crazy around you, do not run outward today now. Run within. Take refuge in the 0 point. Find that place in your chest where all is well. That place exists. It is inviolable. Nothing can damage it. It is the sanctuary of the soul. Once you stabilize within, you can go out and act effectively. but never act from the panic of the periphery right now, today now. Seventh, you are the projector, reality creation. Let's go back to the movie analogy, but take it to the definitive quantum level. Reality does not happen to you. Reality happens from you. The world outside is a quantum mirror, but the light that hits the mirror comes from within. Your internal state, your beliefs, your emotions, your vibration, is the film today now. The sacred fire is the projector lamp. The world is the screen. If you do not like the movie of your life, poverty, loneliness, conflict, it is useless to shout at the screen. It is useless to try to clean the mirror by rubbing it. You have to go within. To the projection booth, you have to change the role of film now. You have to feel within what you want to see without. Neville Goddard called it feeling the secret. The Cherokee call it walking the prayer. You do not pray asking for rain, you pray feeling the rain on your skin before it falls. You create the reality within first. The physical universe is slow and dense today in your life now. It takes a while to print your internal reality, but if you hold the image within with faith and fire, it is inevitable that it manifests without. It is a physical law. By aligning your internal vision with the mechanics of the universe, you compel matter to reorganize itself into the forms and experiences you have already claimed now. First, the guardian of the internal threshold, the ego. Why is it so hard to go within? Why do we prefer to be 5 hours on TikTok than 15 minutes in silence with ourselves? Because at the entrance to the seventh direction, there is a guardian, the ego. The ego is terrified of going within. Why? Because at the 0 point, the ego disappears. There is only being today in your life now. In the singularity, there is no John the lawyer or Mary the mother. For the ego, that feels like dying. That is why the ego fills you with noise, distractions, and anxiety every time you try to meditate or be in silence. It tells you, it's boring. You have things to do. It's dangerous. It is defending its existence now. You have to be stronger than the guardian. You have to tell him, thank you for protecting me, but now I need to speak with the king, not the doorman. Cross the initial discomfort. Behind the noise of the ego, there is the peace of being. It is like crossing the sound barrier. There is a lot of turbulence just before now, then supersonic silence. By transcending the resistance of the ego, you enter the vast, quiet expanse of your true nature, where the limitations of personality dissolve, and you are free to experience the infinite depth and unshakable peace of your own sovereign presence in the heart of the Absolute right now, today, now. 9. The journey back home. All human mythology, from the Odyssey to Star Wars, tells the same story. The hero's journey. The hero leaves home, travels the world, fights monsters, and in the end, returns home transformed. The 6 directions are the hero's journey through the world. The 7th direction is the return home in this world now. It is realizing that what you sought, the Holy Grail, the Golden Fleece, enlightenment, was always in your pocket. It was within the whole time. But you had to make the journey to realize it. T.S. Eliot wrote, "We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started today now, and to know the place for the first time." When you connect with the 7th direction, you stop being a seeker and you become a finder. You no longer need the world to fill you because you are full. And paradoxically, when you stop needing the world surrenders to you in your life right now, today. X practice 0-point meditation. This is the supreme centering exercise. Use it every time you feel lost or scattered. Posture. Sit with a straight back. Close your eyes. Recollection. Imagine calling back all your energy. Bring your energy from the future toward here. Bring your energy from the past toward here today in your life right now. E. Bring your energy from others toward here. The crossing. Visualize the lines. Feel the left-right axis crossing your chest. Feel the forward-back axis. Feel the above-below axis. The point. Focus on the exact intersection in the center of your heart. Visualize a small sphere of bright white light now. The immersion. Imagine entering inside that sphere. Inside, there is no noise. It is a fertile and silent void. It is infinite. Feel your heartbeat. That is the rhythm of the universe. the expansion. From that point, visualize radiating light in the 7 directions. You are not receiving, you are emitting today now. Say mentally, I am the center, I am the source, all is well. The anchor, open your eyes but try to keep a part of your attention on that central point while you look at the world. Look from within. By maintaining this internal anchor, you move through the world with a poise and power that nothing can disturb now. Chapter 8. The Grandmother's Web, Indra's Net. Touch a thread of the spider web, and the spider will feel it at the other end. Touch a flower and you will disturb a star. Humanity's most harmful illusion is the idea of separation. We are not islands floating in the sea. We are the sea itself, experiencing itself through multiple waves. What you do to another, you do to yourself, not because of morality but because of network physics. Imagine walking through the forest at dawn. The air is damp. Between 2 branches of an old oak tree, there is something you cannot see. It is invisible to your eyes. But suddenly a ray of sunlight, east direction, pierces through the forest and hits that empty space. And then you see it. A perfect geometric structure, shining with thousands of dew drops that look like diamonds. A spider web. It was always there, connecting the branches, catching its food, supporting its own weight today now. It was supporting itself with engineering that surpasses steel. But you needed the right light to see it. The universe is exactly that. You look at the empty space between you and me, between the earth and the sun, between your present and your future, and you think there is nothing. But quantum physics and Cherokee wisdom tell us that space is woven. We are suspended in a divine matrix. We have reached the understanding of radical interconnection. In Cherokee mythology, this is the web of Grandmother Spider. In Vedic philosophy, it is Indra's net. In theoretical physics, it is string theory and the unified field. This chapter will teach you that there are no private actions. It will teach you that every thought you have sends a vibration through the invisible threads that reaches the ends of the cosmos. It will teach you the responsibility of being a weaver. Here is the legend of Grandmother Spider, the bringer of light. In the beginning of time, as the Cherokee elders tell, the world was in darkness. The animals were cold. They saw that on the other side of the world, in the east, there was fire, the sun. But they did not know how to bring it. The opossum tried, but burned his tail. The vulture tried, but burned the feathers on his head now. Then a small water spider, Grandmother Spider, said, "I will go." The large animals laughed. "You are too small," they said. But Grandmother Spider was wise. She did not try to grab the fire with her hands. She wove a small clay pot, put it on her back, and wove an invisible thread to cross the abyss. She reached the east, took a small coal of fire, put it in her pot, and brought it back through her thread. Thanks to her, we have fire. Thanks to her, we have light. This story is a profound quantum metaphor. The thread, the invisible connection that unites the worlds. The pot, the capacity to contain energy. The size. In the quantum world, the smallest, subatomic particles, is what moves the largest galaxies. Grandmother Spider represents the fundamental force that weaves reality. She wove the web of life where everything is connected. If you break a thread, the entire structure weakens. Tie string theory, the music of the universe. For decades, physics sought the God particle, the fundamental block of matter. They thought they were points, electrons, quarks. But in recent decades, string theory has emerged. This theory suggests that if you zoom deep into an electron, you will not see a point. You will see a small vibrating filament of energy. A string now, like a guitar string. If the string vibrates in the note C, the universe manifests it as an electron. If it vibrates in D, it is a photon. If it vibrates in E, it is gravity. Everything that exists, from your thought to a rock, is a symphony of vibrating strings. And what do many strings together form? A fabric, a weave, a net. The universe is, literally, a weave of vibration. This confirms the Cherokee vision. We live inside Grandmother's web. There are no empty spaces. Space is simply an area of the net where the strings vibrate differently. This explains why magic and prayer work. If you touch a string here, with your intention or prayer. The vibration travels through the thread and resonates there, where the necessary healing is. It is not supernatural, it is wave mechanics. 3. Indra's net, the infinite hologram. Let's travel for a moment to northern India to borrow an image that complements the Cherokee vision. Indra's net. Imagine an infinite net that extends in all directions. At each knot of the net, where the threads cross, there is a perfect polished pearl. The surface of each pearl is a mirror. If you look closely at a pearl you will see reflected on its surface all the other pearls of the infinite net. And if you look at the reflection of one of those pearls within you will see that it also reflects all the others, including you. It is a reflection within a reflection unto infinity now. This means two brutal things. 1. You are not alone. You contain the entire universe within you as a reflection. 2. Everything affects you. If a pearl becomes dirty or breaks a million miles away, its reflection in you changes. Your brilliance diminishes. The sadness of a child on another continent affects you. The sadness of a child affects your own joy subtly, even if you don't know it consciously. The healing of a person in the past affects your present. We are nodes of consciousness in an interdependent network. Individualism, I make myself, is a biological and physical fallacy. You are the result of interaction with millions. IV, the butterfly effect and instant karma. Chaos theory brought us the butterfly effect. The flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil can cause a tornado in Texas. In a non-linear and highly connected system, like the web, a small initial disturbance is exponentially amplified. You are that butterfly. Sometimes you think, I am insignificant. What does it matter if I throw this paper on the ground or if I insult this person on the internet? Nothing happens. Error. You are sending a pulse to the net. That small act of negativity travels, amplifies, crosses other threads, and can end up causing an accident or disease elsewhere. And eventually, because of the circular nature of the net, the vibration returns to you. This is karma. Karma is not a punishment from a bearded god with a notebook. Karma is Newton's third law, action-reaction, applied to the spiritual net. If you send hate to the net returns hate to you. If you send love, the net floods you with love. By understanding grandmother's web, you become extremely careful with what you emit. You realize you have a loaded weapon, your consciousness, pointing at the world. The wise warrior only fires blessings because he knows that he lives in the target. V. Mycelium, the forest's internet. Let's look below to biology. Beneath the forest floor there exists a fungal network called mycelium. It connects the roots of all the trees. Scientists have discovered that trees use this network to communicate. They call it the wood wide web. If a tree is attacked by insects, it sends a chemical alert. Neighbors receive the signal and start producing toxins in their leaves to defend themselves before the insects arrive. If a small tree is in the shade and does not receive light, the large trees pass it nutrients, sugar, through the fungal network to keep it alive. Cooperation, not competition now. Nature knows that the survival of the individual depends on the health of the network. Humanity has forgotten this. We have created a society based on fierce competition, every man for himself. This is cancerous behavior. A cancerous cell is one that has forgotten it is part of a net. It eats for itself and kills the body. The lesson from Grandmother Spider is, return to the net. Stop competing and start collaborating. Your prosperity cannot be built on the misery of others, because the misery of others will eventually poison your air and your water. True prosperity is collective. Vi, empathy, physics, not emotion. Why do you cry in the cinema when you see someone suffer, even though you know they are actors? Why do you feel a knot in your stomach when you see an accident? We call this empathy. But empathy is not just a nice emotion, it is physical resonance. Your mirror neurons activate. Your net vibrates with the vibration of the other. Literally, you feel the other because you are the other at another point on the net. Many sensitive, empathetic people suffer because they feel too much. They pick up the world's pain and get sick. The Cherokee advice is not to cut the connection. That is impossible and would leave you insensitive. The advice is to strengthen your center. If you are a strong and brilliant pearl in Indra's net, when a dark vibration reaches you, you do not darken, you transmute it. Your light is stronger than their darkness. Do not protect yourself from the world by closing off. Protect yourself by shining so much that darkness burns now. Be an energy transformer in the net. Receive fear, return calm. Receive hate, return compassion. 7. Synchronicity, navigating the threads. We already talked about synchronicity in previous chapters, but now we can understand its mechanism. Synchronicity is simply seeing the threads. When you think of a friend and they call you, it is because the vibration traveled through the thread that unites you. When you need a book and it falls off the shelf, it is because your intention pulled the right thread. The web is alive and intelligent. It wants to help you. It is designed to connect needs with solutions. If you trust the net, you let yourself fall into it. It supports you and bounces you toward your destination now. If you fight the net, move with fear and rigidity, you get stuck like a fly. The key to navigating the spider web is gentleness. Move with the grace of the spider, not the struggle of the fly. Flow. Trust that the connections will appear. Fabe, healing the lineage, Ho'oponopono. The net is not only spatial, it is temporal, north-south. You are connected by unbreakable threads to your parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. If there is a knot in your grandfather's thread, an unresolved trauma, a secret, a crime, that knot makes the thread vibrate poorly today now. And that distorted vibration reaches you. You can feel anxiety or depression that are not yours. They are the echo of your grandfather's knot. To heal yourself, sometimes you have to heal the thread backwards. This is what family constellations, or Ho'oponopono, Hawaiian technique cousin to the Cherokee, do. Ho'oponopono says, I take responsibility for the part of me that shares this memory with you. You say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You don't necessarily say it to the physical person. You say it to the thread. You vibrate love toward the thread. And love undoes the knot. When you heal the thread, you not only free yourself, you free your ancestors, backwards, and your children, forwards. You clean the net. It is the greatest act of service you can do. Dice the danger of the dark web, egregore. Just as there are networks of light, there are networks of fear. When millions of people focus on a negative idea, a war, a pandemic, a crisis, they create an egregore. It is a dense and dark cloud of thought in the network. It has a life of its own. It feeds on your attention today now. If you spend your day watching news of tragedies, you are voluntarily connecting to the dark egregore. You are giving it your vital energy, and in exchange, it injects you with fear and paralysis. Disconnect. Cut the threads that bind you to the egregores of mass fear. It does not mean being ignorant, it means being selective. Choose which networks you connect to. Connect to the network of gratitude. Connect to the network of creativity. Connect to the network of nature. Where you put your attention, you put your connection. X. We are the weavers of the new time. The legend says Grandmother Spider wove the world, but she did not finish. She left the threads in our hands. Now we are the co-creators. Every word you say is a stitch in the fabric of reality. Every act of kindness strengthens the weave. Every act of cruelty tears it. We are at a critical moment in human history. The net is very tense. There are many tears, wars, ecocide, inequality. If the net breaks, we fall into the void. But the net is resilient. It can be repaired. Who will repair it? You. You are the weaver today now. Do not wait for politicians or messiahs to come fix the world. Start mending the piece of the net that surrounds you. Treat your neighbor well. Take care of your garden. Be honest in your work. It seems small, but in a holographic net, the small is the large. If you repair your node, the entire structure improves. Taz practice the spider's touch. We are going to do a remote transmission exercise using the web. Centering. Sit down and go to your 7th direction, within. Light your fire. Visualization. Visualize the luminous net surrounding you. Threads of silver and light coming from your heart to everywhere now. The target. Think of someone who needs help or love, a sick friend, a sad relative, or even a zone in conflict. The connection. Identify the thread that leaves your heart and goes straight to the heart of that person. Visualize it tense and brilliant. The pulse. Inhale white light. Upon exhaling, send a pulse of pure love and healing through the thread. Imagine it as a small electric spark traveling fast through the spider web. Zzz-zip. The impact. Visualize how the spark reaches the other side and illuminates them. The reception. Wait. Often you will feel a rebound of peace. Chapter 9. DUYUKTV, the way of balance. Walking through life is like crossing a river on slippery stones. If you lean too much to one side, you fall. If you stand still out of fear, you sink. The secret is not rigidity, but constant and adjusted movement. DUYUKTV is not a destination you arrive at. It is the elegance with which you stay upright while the world trembles. You have learned to orient yourself. You know where the East Mind, South Body, West Soul, and North Spirit are. You know how to connect with above, heaven, and below, earth. You know how to center yourself within, singularity. You have the complete map. But having a map is not the same as knowing how to walk the territory. You can have the best map in the world and still stumble, fall off a cliff, or die of exhaustion. You need a navigation technique. You need a style of walking. The Cherokee have a word for this. It is perhaps the most important word in their language, DUYUKTV. It is pronounced DUYUKTA. It is often translated as the right way. It is often translated as the truth or the straight path, but it is much more than that. DUYUKTV means dynamic balance. It means harmony with natural law. It means coherence. In physics, the state of maximum efficiency is called coherence. When light waves travel in different directions and phases, the light scatters. It is weak. When light waves align and travel in perfect phase, like in a laser, the light becomes so powerful it can cut steel. You are light. If your thoughts go to the past, your emotions to the future, and your actions to the present, you are a fuzzy light bulb. You are scattered. You have no power. If you align your 7 directions in a single beam of intention, you become a human laser. That is DUYUKTV. In this chapter, we will learn to walk the path of beauty. We will learn that balance is not being still, statism, but moving with the grace of a surfer on the wave of chaos. The physics of coherence, laser versus light bulb. We live in a universe of energy. The first law of thermodynamics says that energy is conserved, but the second law says that the quality of energy tends to degrade. Entropy, chaos. Your life is a constant struggle against entropy. Disorder attacks your house, dust, your body, aging, and your relationships, conflicts. How do you defeat entropy? With order, with coherence. DUYUKTV is the force of negentropy, negative order. Imagine your being as an orchestra. The north is the violin, the south is the drum, the east is the trumpet, the west is the cello. If each plays its own song at its own pace, the result is noise, that is stress, that is illness. The body, south, wants to sleep, but the mind, east, wants to work, and the soul, west, is sad. Noise. DUYUKTV is the orchestra conductor. It does not eliminate the instruments, it synchronizes them. When everyone plays the same symphony at the same time, the result is music. Music is mathematics made into emotion. It is sacred order. Walking in DUYUKTV means that what you think, what you say, what you feel, and what you do are the same thing. There is no internal friction. When you achieve this, you become magnetic. The universe stands aside to let you pass, because nature loves coherence and hates the waste of energy. Toast to balance is not static, the bicycle. Here is the great spiritual misunderstanding. People believe that balance or inner peace means sitting in the lotus position on a mountain, motionless, without anything disturbing you. That is not balance. That is being dead or being a stone. Life is movement, south. Real balance is like riding a bicycle. To maintain balance on a bike, you have to move. If you stop, you fall. And while you move, you are making constant micro-corrections, a little to the left, a little to the right. You never go in a perfect straight line. You are oscillating around the center. DUYUKTV is that constant adjustment. Sometimes life asks you to be pure fire, action, sacred rage, defense. You go to the extreme of the south. Sometimes life asks you to be pure ice, silence, withdrawal, mourning. You go to the extreme of the north. There is nothing wrong with visiting the extremes. The problem is staying to live there. If you stay in the south, you burn out. If you stay in the north, you freeze, depression. The master of DUYUKTV visits the extremes when necessary, but always has an elastic spring that returns him to the center. He is flexible. Rigidity is the enemy of balance. The rigid tree breaks in the storm, the bamboo bends and survives. Third, Heart Coherence, the Heart Math Institute. Modern science has validated the concept of DUYUKTV through the study of heart rate variability, HRV. The Heart Math Institute has discovered that the heart does not beat like a perfect metronome. The time between beats varies subtly. When you are stressed, frustrated, or afraid, that variability is chaotic and jagged. It is an incoherent signal. Your brain receives that signal of chaos and shuts down the prefrontal cortex, higher intelligence, to enter survival mode. You become stupider and more reactive. When you feel gratitude, love, or compassion, the variability becomes a smooth and perfect sine wave. It is a coherent signal. Your brain turns on. Your immune system fires up. You produce DHEA, the youth hormone. This is DUYUKTV measurable on a monitor. Being on the right path is not a moral metaphor. It is an optimal physiological state. When the Cherokee said, "Walk in truth," they meant, keep your heart in a state of smooth waves. How is it achieved? Not with thought, which is noisy, but with feeling. You cannot think your way into coherence. You have to feel your way into it. Gratitude is the fastest shortcut to DUYUKTV. It is impossible to feel gratitude and stress at the same time. They are incompatible frequencies. The simple act of thanking aligns you. Fare the legend of the two wolves, wave interference. Surely you know the famous Cherokee legend. A grandfather tells his grandson, "Inside me there is a terrible battle between two wolves. One is evil. It is anger, envy, greed, arrogance, and self-pity. The other is good. It is joy, peace, love, hope, humility, and kindness." The grandson asks, "And which one wins?" The grandfather responds, "The one I feed." Let us analyze this from wave physics. In physics, when two waves meet, they can do two things. Constructive interference. If they are in phase, they add up and create a larger wave, good wolf. Destructive interference. If they are out of phase, they cancel each other out. If they are out of phase, they subtract and cancel each other, bad wolf. You have the power to feed the wave. How do you feed a quantum wolf? With your attention. Attention is energy. Where you put your attention, you put your life. If you spend the day ruminating on how your boss offended you, you are feeding the wolf of anger. You are injecting energy into that waveform. You make it grow. If you deliberately shift your focus toward what is working in your life, you stop feeding the wolf of anger. Without energy, the wave collapses. DUYUKTV is the mental discipline of choosing which wolf receives your photons of attention. It is not that you don't feel anger. It is that you decide not to invite it to dinner or give it a bed. You observe it west and let it pass without feeding it. DUYUKTV, the law of reciprocity. Balance is not just internal, it is relational. In the universe, nothing is free. Energy is not created, it is transformed. If you take, you must give. If you inhale, you must exhale. If you try to only inhale and hold your breath, you die. The Cherokee call this DUYUKTV, sacred exchange or reciprocity. We live in a culture of extractivism. We want to take the maximum while giving the minimum. We want health without taking care of ourselves. We want money without serving. We want love without being vulnerable. That violates DUYUKTV. And the violation of DUYUKTV always brings a painful correction. Nature always balances the books. If you take too much from the earth collapses and you are left with nothing. If you take too much from a relationship emotionally and do not give, the relationship dies. The walker of balance constantly asks, "What can I contribute here?" Before entering a meeting, ask, "What can I give?" Before seeing a friend, ask, "What can I give?" By focusing on giving, outflow, you guarantee receiving, inflow, because the vacuum you create by giving must be filled by physical law. DUYUKTV is keeping the circulatory flow open. Generosity is not a moral act. It is an intelligent survival strategy. The closed fist cannot receive anything. The open hand can. Voice navigating polarity. The Cherokee Tao. The universe is dual. Day-night, male-female, hot-cold. DUYUKTV is not choosing one and rejecting the other. It is the dance between the two. Many spiritual people reject darkness, money, or sex. They say, "That is low, I am high." That is not balance, it is fragmentation. The Cherokee knows that the day needs the night. The warrior of DUYUKTV is capable of being fierce in battle, masculine energy yang, and tender with his child, feminine energy yin, in the same day. He does not get stuck in a role. He flows according to what the situation asks for. Kairos versus Chronos. The Greeks had two words for time. Chronos is clock time, 1, 2, 3. Kairos is the opportune moment. DUYUKTV is living in Kairos. It is knowing when to act and when to wait, knowing when to speak and when to be silent. It is the Wu way of Taoism, effortless action. When you are in DUYUKTV, you do not push the river. You navigate in it. Things happen on time. You arrive just as the traffic light turns green. You meet the person you were looking for. The friction disappears. Servant, illness as a course correction. What happens when you step out of DUYUKTV? The universe warns you. First, it whispers to you, a discomfort, a dream, an intuition. If you don't listen, it speaks to you. A headache, an argument, a loss of keys. If you don't listen, it screams at you. An accident, a serious illness, a bankruptcy. Illness from the Cherokee vision is not a punishment or bad luck. It is a deviation signal. It is the GPS saying, recalculating route. You have stepped off the path. If you have anxiety, it is a sign that you are living too much in the future. Time imbalance. If you have depression, it is a sign you are in the past. Or it's a sign that you are disconnected from your power. Instead of hating the symptom, thank it. Ask it, where did I lose my balance? What am I doing too much? What am I doing too little? The symptom is your ally to return to DUYUKTV. Healing is not just removing the pain, it is returning to the center. Therefore, the ecology of the mind. DUYUKTV also applies to your mental landscape. You cannot throw toxic trash into a river and expect to drink clean water. You cannot throw toxic thoughts into your mind and expect to feel good. The guardian of DUYUKTV is a mental ecologist. He watches what goes in. Are you watching violent news before sleeping? You are polluting the river. Are you criticizing others? You are poisoning the air. Impeccability. Don Miguel Ruiz, Toltec, said it in The Four Agreements. Be impeccable with your words. Impeccable comes from the Latin impeccatus, without sin, and sin originally meant to miss the mark. To be impeccable is not to miss the mark. It is to use your energy with laser precision, not to waste it on unnecessary dramas. Every time you gossip, judge, or complain, you are losing vital energy. You are leaking power. Walking in beauty requires a strict mental hygiene. Dice walking with light feet. Cherokee hunters learned to walk through the forest without breaking a single branch, without making noise. They walked with light feet. This is a metaphor for how to live. Do not step heavily on others. Do not impose your truth by shouting. Do not leave emotional scars wherever you pass. Go through life leaving the world a little more beautiful than you found it. That is DUYUKTV. Leave a trail of light, not trash. If you enter a room, make sure that when you leave, the people in that room feel better than they did before you entered. That is the superpower of balance. That is raising the frequency of the environment by simple presence. Practice walking meditation. To integrate DUYUKTV, we are not going to sit. We are going to move. 1. Place. Look for a space where you can walk about 10 or 20 meters in a straight line. Hallway, garden, park. 2. The posture. Stand up. Straight back. Connect heaven and earth. Shoulders relaxed. Look to the horizon, east. 3. The center. Bring your attention to your navel, hara, center of gravity. Feel that all your movement is born from there, not from the legs. 4. The step. Start walking very slowly, much slower than normal. Feel the right heel lift. Feel the leg advance in the air. Feel the heel land. Feel the weight transfer from the left leg to the right. 5. Coherence. Synchronize with breathing. Inhale in 3 steps. Exhale in 3 steps. 6. The mantra. With each step, repeat mentally. Right foot. I am. Left foot. Here. Or DUYUKTV. 7. Observation. If your mind goes away, bring it back. Bring it back to the sensation of the sole of the foot touching the ground. This simple exercise recalibrates your nervous system. It forces you to be in the dynamic present. It teaches you that balance happens step by step. Chapter 10. Spherical Time. Healing the Past and the Future. The white man has a clock, the red man has time. For you, time is an arrow that is shot and lost forever. For us, time is a lake. Everything that has happened and everything that will happen is in the same water at the same time. You only change your position on the shore. The past is not dead, it is waiting for you to visit it again. Look at your watch. Second by second, time passes. You have the distressing feeling that life escapes through your fingers like sand. You feel that the past is an immovable block of cement, what's done is done, and that the future is an uncertain fog approaching threateningly. You live trapped in a thin line called the present. You are always running forward, fleeing from death. This linear vision of time is the greatest source of human suffering. It generates anxiety, fear of the future, and depression, weight of the past. But what if I told you the clock lies? What if I told you that quantum physics has shown that time does not flow in only one direction? What if I told you that Cherokee elders can travel to the past to heal a trauma and change the present? Welcome to the 10th revelation. Time is spherical. It is not a line, it is a sphere. You are in the center. The past is not behind, it is around, in a layer of the sphere. The future is not ahead, it is around, in another layer. And most importantly, both are accessible and modifiable from the center. In this final chapter, we are going to learn to break linearity. We are going to discover retrocausality, how the present changes the past, and the memory of the future. You will stop being a victim of your history to become the editor of your own movie. The block universe. Everything happens now. Imagine a DVD of a movie. Where is the end of the movie while you are watching the beginning? Does it not exist yet? Of course it exists. It is recorded on the disc, a few millimeters beyond the laser. And where is the beginning when you are watching the end? It is still there, it has not been erased. The entire movie, beginning, middle, and end, exists simultaneously on the disc. Time is just the movement of the laser, your consciousness, reading the data sequentially. Einstein called it the block universe, static space-time. He said, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. For the universe, the Big Bang and your death are occurring in the same eternal now." This is exactly what shamans call dream time. In that state of expanded consciousness, you can talk to your great-great-grandfather, past, and your great-great-grandson, future, in the same ceremony. In spherical time, everyone is sitting around the same fire. Understanding this takes away your rush. You are not running out of time because you are time. You are the disc, not the laser. Tosu retrocausality, changing history. Here is where your mind will explode. We have been taught causality. A cause is B, the past creates the present. But quantum physics has discovered retrocausality. The present can affect the past. In famous experiments, it has been shown that an observer's decision now determines how a particle behaved a few nanoseconds ago. The particle waits to see what you do in the future, to decide what it did in the past. The effect occurs before the cause. At a psychological and spiritual level, this is pure dynamite. It means your past is not fixed. Physical facts may be fixed. You broke a leg in 1990. But the quantum information and the meaning are malleable. If today from your center you change your perception of a past trauma, you rewrite the neurological and energetic footprint of that event. Literally, you change the past. Before, that event was a misfortune that ruined me. Now, through consciousness work, you observe it again and turn it into the moment I became strong. By changing the label today, you change the timeline. You stop being the victim of 1990 and become the hero of 1990. And by changing the past, your present changes instantaneously. Your body stops producing trauma chemicals and begins to heal. Thirst, soul retrieval. The Cherokee and many native traditions practice soul retrieval. They say that when you suffer a strong trauma, abuse, accident, loss, a part of your spirit becomes so scared that it steps out of time. It stays frozen in that moment of the past. You continue to grow physically, but a part of you is still 5 years old. That part is hidden in the closet, trembling. That is why you react childishly when you are afraid. That is why you feel that something is missing. You are missing that soul fragment that stayed behind. Spherical time allows you to go look for it. In deep meditation, you travel back toward the memory layer of the sphere. You go back to that room. You go back to that moment. You meet your child self. And you, as the wise and powerful adult you are today, your future self for that child, rescue them. You tell them, it's over. I've come to get you. I am you. We survived. Look how strong we are now. You take their hand and bring them to the present. Physically, you feel an integration, a warmth in the chest. You have recovered your energy. You have used spherical time to heal a linear wound. It is never too late to have a happy childhood, because you can go and give it to your inner child right now. Far memories of the future, teleology. If the past pushes you, causality. The future pulls you, teleology. In spherical time, your future self already exists. Your most evolved, wisest, most enlightened version is already living in the outer layer of the sphere. And that version is sending you signals. What we call intuition or desire is often a memory of the future. It is your future self calling you. Come this way, this is the path that leads us to be who we are. The phenomenon of déjà vu could be a glitch in the matrix, where you remember something that, in theory, hasn't happened yet, but which is already recorded on the disk of the universe. How do we use this? Instead of pushing your life with effort from the past, let the future pull you. Connect with your future self, above, north. Ask them, what did you do to get there? And listen. They will tell you, I left that job. I dared to speak. I forgave. Download the strategy of your own future. It's cheating in the video game of life. You are consulting the strategy guide written by someone who already beat the game. You. Forgiveness, the time machine. Forgiveness is not a moral act. It is a time travel technology. Resentment ties you to the past. It is a heavy anchor. While you hate someone for what they did 10 years ago, you are forcing your energy to live 10 years ago. You are recreating the scene over and over. You are trapped in a time loop, Groundhog Day. You cannot move toward the future if you are chained to the past. Forgiveness is the scissors that cut the chain. When you forgive, you are not saying what you did was okay. You are saying, I withdraw my energy from that moment in time. I bring it back to the now. By forgiving, you recover RAM energy. You recover gigabytes of energy that were busy processing old pain. Suddenly you have energy to create, to love, to live. To forgive is to travel from the past to the present. It is the only way to exit the loop and enter the spiral of evolution. The spiral of life, it's not a circle. It is often said that native time is circular, but a better geometric precision is the spiral. The circle closes in on itself, repetition. The spiral passes through the same point, but one level higher, evolution. Life will present you with the same lessons over and over, the same type of partner, the same type of boss. It seems like you are going in circles. This again. But if you have done your work, the 7 directions, you are not in the same place. You are on a higher turn of the spiral. You have more tools. You have more vision. The challenge is the same, but you are different. This time you resolve it faster. This time it doesn't hurt as much. That is ascending the spiral of time. The goal of life is not to avoid problems, but to solve problems of increasingly higher quality from a higher consciousness. Epigenetics, healing the lineage. Biology used to tell us that DNA is fixed. Epigenetics tells us that DNA changes according to environment and perception, and most powerfully, trauma is inherited. It has been shown that the fear of grandparents is biologically transmitted to grandchildren. You carry the stress of wars and famines you did not live through. But spherical time tells us that healing also travels in both directions. You are the PowerPoint of your lineage. You are the most updated version of your family. If you heal a pattern, for example, alcoholism or violence in yourself, you are doing something miraculous. Forward, you break the curse for your children and grandchildren. The trauma stops with you. Backward, through quantum resonance, entanglement, you send a wave of healing toward your ancestors. Many shamans say ancestors push a family member, you, to wake up, so that by healing themselves the whole tree is freed. Your healing is not private. It is a service to your entire clan, past and future. You are the shaman of your family. Fate, jumping timelines, multiverse. Quantum physics, Everett's many worlds interpretation, suggests that every time you make a decision, the universe splits. There is a universe where you turned left and another where you turned right. Infinite parallel timelines exist. In spherical time, all those lines are available. You are jumping between timelines constantly with your vibration. When you are depressed, you tune into a timeline where everything goes wrong. The news is bad, you meet rude people. When you raise your vibration, gratitude, love, you jump to a parallel timeline where you are lucky, where you heal, where you prosper. You are not changing the world. You are moving to a version of the world that already existed. The quantum leap is simply choosing to inhabit the version of reality you prefer. How do you jump? By changing your feeling of the now. If you feel like a victim, you anchor to that timeline. If you feel like a creator, you jump to the creator's timeline. The elevator between dimensions is your emotion. Seize the power of now, the only real time. After talking about past and future, we return to the essential Cherokee truth. Only the now exists. The past is a memory, a thought now. The future is an imagination, a thought now. Everything occurs in this eternal instant. The point of power is always the present moment. You cannot act yesterday. You cannot act tomorrow. You can only act today. Many spend their lives postponing happiness. I will be happy when I retire, future, or regretting lost happiness. I was happy when I was young, past. They are emptying the now. Spherical Time asks you to bring all your energy to the center. Enjoy this coffee. Look at this sunset. Feel this breath. When you fill the now with total presence, subjective time stops. You enter the zone. You become eternal. The elders say that death cannot find you if you live totally in the now, because death is a concept of the future and you are not there. The prophecy of the seventh fire. There is an Anishinaabe prophecy, a sister people to the Cherokee, called the prophecy of the seventh fire. It says that humanity would pass through eras of forgetting and destruction, but a time would come, the time of the seventh fire, where the new people would rise. These people would retrace their steps to pick up the wisdom that was left behind on the path, ancestral wisdom, and would unite it with new knowledge. These people would light the sacred fire again. You are those people. This book, this search of yours, is the fulfillment of the prophecy. You are uniting science, present, with shamanism, past, to create a new world, future. Spherical time has closed. The circle has been completed in you. Third practice, the time bridge. We are going to take the definitive journey. We are going to unify your timeline. The center. Sit in meditation. Go to your seventh direction, within. Light your light. The left, past. Visualize a door on your left, leading to your past. Open it. Visualize your young self in a difficult moment. Bring them to the center with you. Hug them. Tell them, I love you, we did well, we are safe. Feel them dissolve into light within you. The right, future. Visualize a door on your right leading to your future. Open it. Visualize your elder self, wise, at peace, fulfilled. Invite them to the center. Ask them, what is the secret? Listen to their advice or feel their transmission of energy. Feel them merge with you. The sphere. Now feel that the child, the adult, and the elder are one. You are complete. You lack nothing from the past. You lack nothing from the future. Everything is here. Expand that feeling until it forms a sphere of golden light around you. Say, I am time, I am eternal. Conclusion, walking in two worlds. The council fire is dying out. Only the red embers remain glowing in the darkness. We have traveled together the complete map of existence, from the dawn of the East to the introspection of the West, from the heat of the South to the frozen wisdom of the North today in your world right now. We have touched the stars of above, we have embraced the roots of below, and we have found the infinite silence of within. Now the recording is going to end. You will take off your headphones, you will open your eyes, and you will find yourself again in the modern world today now. You will see asphalt, screens, traffic and noise. You will see people running after linear time, stressed, disconnected, living flat lives in a two-dimensional universe. And you will feel a temptation. The temptation to think, the audiobook was a beautiful dream, but this is the harsh reality in your world now. Or the opposite temptation. To flee from the modern world, go to a cave, and reject technology and society to live spiritually. The Cherokee elders tell you, do neither of the two. Mastery does not consist of fleeing the matrix. It consists of reprogramming it from within right now, today. The ancient prophecy speaks of the warriors who learn to walk in two worlds. That is you now. You have one foot planted firmly in the 21st century. You use the internet, you pay with a credit card, you understand quantum physics, and you drive a car today in your world now. But you have the other foot planted firmly in ancestral time. You listen to the wind, you honor your ancestors, you feel the energy web, and you know that you are eternal. Walking in two worlds is the supreme art. It is being a quantum shaman disguised as a normal person today now. It is being in a stressful business meeting, World 1, and secretly activating your connection with the North to bring down wisdom and calm the room with your toroidal field, World 2. It is being in a hospital surrounded by machines, World 1, and using the South and East technique to activate the placebo now. It is using the South and East technique to visualize health and activate the placebo effect in your cells, World 2. It is using technology to connect the web, not to divide it. There is no longer a separation between science and spirit. We have seen that the great mystery and the unified field are the same now. We have seen that spirit and wave are synonyms. You are the living bridge between those two languages. Your mission is not to convince anyone with words. Do not go around preaching. Your mission is to be the evidence. Walk with so much balance, DUYUKTV, that people wonder why you don't fall when the world shakes now. Shine with so much coherence that people wonder what your secret is. And when they ask you, simply smile and tell them, I remembered that time is a sphere and that I never left home. Do not feel alone. Look around you with the eyes of the web today in your life now. There are millions of other rainbow warriors waking up right now, lighting their internal fires in London, in Tokyo, in Buenos Aires, in the jungle, and in the desert. We are lighting the lights of the network one by one. You are a crucial node. Do not go out today right now. Remember, each dawn is an opportunity to collapse a new reality. Each tree is a teacher that teaches you to root. Each silence is a door to the infinite. And each heartbeat is the universe telling you, yes, you are here, you are loved, you are necessary in your life now. The book ends, but your journey begins. The map is not the territory. Now it is your turn to walk the territory. Go out there. Step on the earth with reverence. Look at the sky with daring. And live, finally, as the multidimensional being you always were today in your world now. May the Great Spirit guide your steps. May the ancestors cover your back. And may your sacred fire never go out. By embodying these truths, you become a beacon of transformation, weaving a new reality that honors the ancient past, while embracing the limitless potential of the future right now.